It's cold. Don't go live.
We're actually live now, so.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you really, though?
Greetings! We are Fellowship Gaming, and as you can tell, we're already ready to entertain you with another tale of daring disaster and ourselves.
Yep.
So please grab your favorite drink and perhaps a snack and let us regale you with songs of our misdeeds. We will be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is a D20 high fantasy system. If you would like to see more content, please check us out on YouTube at fellowshipgaming.quest, where you can subscribe and hit that bell notification. If you would like to join us and chat with us during our live stream, head on over to Twitch and give us a follow. And now, turning it over to Justin for Majia.
All right. Yay. Thank you for the applause. All right. Last we left off, everyone had been. We had started off last session still in the caverns, having sort of subjugated. That might not. That's a little bit of a strong term, but you did have to put one of the infested giants back in the bed after a valuable research asset was trying to destroy herself after the horrors you witnessed. The night had gone by, and you
I
were.
certainly understand her thoughts on the
Oh yeah,
matter.
the choice was hard. I get it. I get both sides. It's all good. Um, not judgment, just facts. um, So you were confronted with the person the city had sent to continue your the investigation into. Was that someone coming or going?
That's coming. That's Friedrich.
That's Fred.
Hey, Fred. All right.
Hey, welcome, Fred.
Perfect. So Fred being here for the recap is really good because we've got some splaining to do. Um, so you guys met with Dr. Phil Lorne, a foreign sort of medical genius that had only after hearing like all of your several, like 3 or 4 instances of reporting back to Minralthin, had elected and been asked to come and handle this himself. So after you guys had sent word that what the extreme end of the parasite's life cycle being erupting from whatever the body is as a full insectoid monster that immediately became violent. And you having secured 2 subjects within this cavern, he came in with his own crew, his own guards, and his own medical equipment. Confronting Komarov, the last experiment he had dealt with, having given Komarov his prosthetic arms while he was unconscious. He did a rather curt examination, took some notes, and then sent you all off back to the city. A few days later, you showed up and spoke to Daniel Danger to receive your payment and to sort of like clear the air about what was going on. He thanked you for all of your hard work, gave you your payment, and you all set off to try to find a cleric strong enough to cure Korimo of his infestation, which you kept from everyone except for Daniel Danger. You did give him the information that Korimo probably, very likely, to your knowledge,
Yeah, it was
had
very
this.
much to the best of our ability.
Yes,
It wasn't,
yes.
I can't say yes 100%. I can say probably.
Yeah, we watched him go in his mouth, and he doesn't look great
I can say
right
yes,
now.
no matter what the others say.
So you guys
At the
all took your
time,
payment.
none of us could say yes. You went on your
Yeah,
gut instinct.
I
yeah.
watched them crawl into him. Yes, I could say yes.
You guys got your payment, went and got some magical equipment, some upgrades. You got some. Kathar got the half. Was it half or full
Full
plate?
plate. I don't think.
Full plate.
Well, I'm not sure if half plate exists.
It does.
I thought it did.
I
thought
think
it
it
did.
might. You're
I think it just has a
probably right.
different trait.
It does.
Like,
But
I think the bonus is the same, but it's maybe not
no,
noisy.
the bonus is not the same. Okay, if
like the
full-
total bonus is, but it's that you miss out on bulwark and you need +1 dex to get the full benefit.
yeah,
Oh, okay. So it allows for a dex bonus.
it allows a
Um,
dex bonus, but it's
Mhm.
not
You
as
also
good as the full plate.
Only need +3 strength to
Yeah,
you wear it effectively.
yeah, full plate requires a lot of strength, which
yeah,
is
that's a big-
fair.
Hmm.
It's 60
Yeah.
pounds.
Oh my gosh.
True full plate is 60 pounds that you are carrying.
That
It's
sounds...
well distributed,
Yeah,
and they've disproven how hard it was to move around in multiple times. In fact, it's easier to move around in full plate than modern day military armor.
Like, I think it gets confused with the armor for jousting tournaments where they were like, there's no way you're moving, so just hold on to this horse and don't fall off. Where they
But
have
that...
to, like, lift them on.
And then,
Yeah.
like, that's like sports equipment. That's different
Yeah,
than like...
that was
Yeah.
actually a
armor.
heavier armor. Jousting
Yeah.
plate was heavier.
Yeah, you're
It
like...
had to offer
the
better protection.
expectation is... Yeah, you're not trying to avoid getting hit. You're trying to just sort of bowl through getting hit. We know you're gonna get hit, so here's
Yeah,
your
you're
padding.
gonna get hit. Here's your padding and enough metal that it shouldn't hurt too badly.
Yeah.
It shouldn't kill you. It's gonna hurt.
All right. So
Okay.
next stage of the recap, you all got some equipment improvements. Magnus went and spoke to dang, was that guy's name Professor Mangus?
Oh. I have it.
Were your names really similar, or is that something else I have written down?
Bananas.
Mananas. Okay.
Mananas.
I was like, it's close. Professor Mananas giving him a report as someone of some interest in the subject, and also, he's got his own stuff going on, doing his own research, and you are giving him what notes you took. After gathering your improvements, Komarov took it upon himself to buy a big old cage, a mule, like a week's worth of food, a good lock, and coerced, tricked, and/or lied to Korimo to get in the cage and locked him in.
Yeah, effectively.
It costs a lot, I'll have you know. That's like 14 gold, and we didn't have that much.
Yeah. So, Korimo, in the cage, you all, on Kathaw's instinct to go to the much larger city trade hub of most of the civilized world, Zanqualtch, little southeast from where Minralthan is, you sought out a ship that would accept an unwilling prisoner who was very loudly protesting him being in a cage at all. Having sort of bad luck with that, you had to put a guard sort of at ease and off your tail, and then get on the ship real fast. Kathoff found an old elf repairing a net by hand, who sent you to the direction of the Saint Caprice, a sort of suspiciously unsuspicious ship off on the very edge of the harbor, captained by Eliza Stray, mostly an elf ship. after some small negotiating, you paid them quite well because of, the prisoner. And you set off. Komarov met. I think this is more up to Brian and Komarov than me. I don't. This is certainly one of the only other orcs you've seen that
Yeah.
is like integrated into another society and not just interacting with them. Would you say Would you say Anton is your first orc that is like, I am not part of a tribe anymore, or do you think it's just a little uncommon?
For Komarov, it's his first time meeting another orc that doesn't just want to go live in the tribes all the time. But like I definitely do think it's like regional and or independent here. Some orcs are more friendly with outsiders. Therefore, they're like, yeah, sure, go take Jimmy. Well, not Jimmy, but something Russian sounding. And you can
Jimmy.
go sailing or go adventuring with the
Yes,
nerds
Ivan
all
wants
you
to
want.
go,
Ivan,
Yeah,
there we go.
but other Ivan doesn't want to. So leave other Ivan
exactly.
here.
Yeah.
And
So,
that Ivan doesn't want to go either, so.
All of us are Ivan. The tribe of Ivan
no,
is
there's probably one.
Probably is one.
small
So,
tribe of 20 dudes. They're all named Ivan.
All the
but
girls are Ivana.
Yeah.
Komarov's tribe is very insular and proud, and so he inherited all that.
Um. Okay. Justin, do you want Fred to give you any roles?
Yeah, so I sort of have just an intro for Fred. So Fred, Cormo, you wake up after being on the third morning you've been on or the second morning you've been on a ship. The third day you've been in a cage. You've been in a cage for 3 days. You can feel just the blood thick in your veins. Your flesh is like pale and clammy. You're coughing. You're still just so hungry. Your bird is sort of just perched on the cage, which I think is not on the cart anymore because that would be unsafe. You're like lashed to one of the beams in the hold of the ship because everyone found it really upsetting how much you were crying and groaning and throwing up. You're not doing super well. Your bird screeches every time the ship pitches in the waves. Not a lot of people are coming down to talk to you except for Kathaw comes down and like does like examinations.
Well, I mean, she stays down there probably because she's actively medicining.
Yeah. So you're getting round the clock care, but it is through a cage. Komarov will not give anyone the key.
Well, as an aside, like, this is a very small thing, but the IM description of the lock doesn't say it comes with a key, which I find funny. You can buy locks, but there's no key
I think
option
there's
in
an
there.
inherent it comes with a key. No
I
one would
know,
sell a
but
lock
it's
without a key. Just
it's
because
really
Paizo
funny to me.
forgets simple things like that.
I like to think this is all like a scam, and there's like, oh, you need the key for the average lock? Well, you need to talk to my brother over there.
And that will be another 3 gold.
Yeah, no one would do that because they'd be out of business really fast.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, you have the means to open it.
Yeah.
So, Fred, we are going to need another another fortitude save.
No, you're very correct, Jeremiah. Tyler would do that.
We're gonna need a fortitude save. You are
Oh,
drained
no.
1.
Uh, that looks pretty damn good.
Oh, oh, oh.
Also,
25.
for
So you wake up actually feeling a little better. Um, and Keitha, go ahead and give me a medicine check. He critically passes. It is what it is. But you've been doing it, so we might as well. Yeah. So you've got you're feeling a lot better today. You're still queasy. It's still like you're still on a ship. I don't know how comfortable Koromo is on the water versus in the air, but you feel like you've actually the fever's broken, but you're still weak. K thought with that roll, he looks better, but it looks like I'm going to give you this. This is the condition is virulent, which means it's a failure is a failure, but a success is only you need 2 successes to get better. So this counts as 2 successes. So he
Yes.
goes from 2 back down to 1 in stages.
Okay.
So he's still sick. So with this, you realize like this is what makes this dangerous. This is what
Okay.
makes it like suck. Is like getting it is kind of hard. Getting rid of it for someone who has a weak constitution, verging on impossible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the thing that makes this hard is that like you can stay in it basically forever, even if you're healthy. Like you might not hatch for
You
the
could
giants
be a
have had this
carrier.
condition for a long time. Yeah, you can carry it for a very long time. And getting unlucky is just being done. But he is looking better. So Fred, what is Koromo got going on right now? So you're on this ship going to another country to look for healing for you, and you have been just secluded for 3 days.
our audience at home, wondering where Fred's enchanting voice is.
His
He
mic
has
is
mic
broke.
troubles.
Okay.
Oh, full broken. Okay. So Koromo decides to lay back and try to capitalize on his feeling better to get some actually good rest. So you're no longer drained as of now. Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check then. So you're sleeping, you're sort of dozing off, and you're like, every time K-Thought turns her back, you're like fiddling around on. Yeah, there's no nails. The ship is
I
pretty
mean, there's
well.
nails, but they're kept in a barrel
Yeah,
away from him.
yeah, they're out. They're out of reach. The repair stuff is just not down where you are.
Okay. Justin, I did ask you a question in Discord. You can
Oh,
just give me a straight yes or no.
So conspiratorial.
It's specific to Keitha.
Yeah.
Well, it's not specific to Keitha, but the way she's been discussed, this would make sense.
yeah, no, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes narrative sense. So everyone else wakes up. You've been having to they're not asking you to help out as much as they are doing things just to get you in the way. But as soon as things get rough, they do appreciate entry level help. What has everyone else got on their minds right now? And if you have questions about the last session, anything I didn't cover in the recap, go ahead and ask.
Let's see. Well, I think I'm good. Komarov is just very interested in how a ship works, so he just wants to learn what he can, because it's interesting to him. The only other thing is, I don't know if people are going to ask more tales of what Tiven can do. That's, I think, my only concern. So I'm either telling more tales of Tiven or just learning jobs on the ship as best he can.
So, this is a question for Komarov. Are all of the tales of Tivin based in his sexual prowess, or was that just the first one?
That is all he knows to make up because that's all he knows that sailors are obsessed with. Like he has a very minimal knowledge of what other cultures are actually like. Like he's very stereotypical. So he's like, "Oh, you ply the seas, therefore this is the only thing you're interested in."
This ship is not necessarily dissuading your impression of sailors. Everyone is very shirts off, everyone's very out, and everyone's
Mhm.
very comfortable with each other. Elves are just sort of known for being upfront with themselves,
Mhm.
especially in their element, which is on ships and on the sea and on the shore,
Mhm.
and harbors and stuff like that. So is there anything,
Yeah.
any job in specific you're
Modesty is
looking at?
not
Like,
big in elven society.
yeah, that's really what it is.
Um, like I'm trying to think, but like not knowing too many jobs on the ship, I would just think there's always something. Like he would take anything. It's like, why are you scrubbing the deck? You know? And he doesn't know. He doesn't know where the salt comes from.
The
Yeah,
salt.
so
Yeah.
and yeah, like basically it's like salt's corrosive, you got to get it off the ship, and like it just keeps things better off. And the wood drying out too hard is also not great, either
Mhm.
for the actual health of the wood, but also just in sort of a comment is like fire is the worst case scenario for any vessel ever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
But
if
there's
you are in
also
the
the
ocean,
algae. You gotta keep it
yeah,
scrubbed because algae will grow. Because it's
yeah, and
usually wet.
yeah, and then on the outside you've got like your barnacles and stuff, and that's way
Eh,
that's its own job. You can't really do that while
yeah,
you're
that's dry dock.
yeah,
Mhm.
that you gotta be doing that. But they give you a rundown of like the daily repairs of a ship and why getting lax is really bad because you know this is 18 to 20 people. If it goes bad during transit, that's 18 to 20 people dead.
Mhm.
um, so Kathal, you're down in the hold taking care of Koromo. Anything on your mind specifically? You're talking to Koromo about anything or anything you just are like sort
I
of
mean, I'm
thinking
trying
about?
to keep him calm. Eh, I'm trying to comfort him that it's like, yeah, I know this sucks, but we're trying to help you out. This is not best case, but if you
I'll
do
be
get
back.
worse, we're hoping we can at least keep them in the cage. She doesn't have great bedside manner.
Yeah, no, it's very straightforward. Like, you're in the cage because if you hatch, we don't want anyone to die.
Again, it's like, you look better. I'm happy. You seem to be improving. Yay, you. But yeah, she has a 10 in charisma. She's not like, oh, we're gonna get you through. She's like, no, this. She agrees with you. This sucks,
Yeah,
and I'm
really
sorry
thoughtful,
we have
really
to do
thoughtful.
this, but it's not just. It's for everyone else's safety as well.
Um,
I don't think it would be understood in their world of patient zero.
yeah,
And
yeah. They
that's really what we
probably
don't
there's not a
want
lot of
Koromo to become
dialogue
patient zero.
there. Absolutely. Um, what is Magnus up to?
He'll be kind of roaming the ship and kind of checking things out and just trying to learn more about the ship and the people on the ship. He will probably talk to like some of the sailors and try to get some information out of them. He has studied like the underworld of like some of the cities and areas, so he's going to try to see if he can learn some about like within the sailing world and what they know about like the different smuggling and all operations going around.
Go ahead and give me underworld lore then, as you're communicating with you're just talking to like the crew. You're not talking to any officers.
Right.
Okay. Oh wow, 24 is really good. So you get this is all in innuendo, but you use a lot of like keywords. Your study of the underworld has given you sort of the vocabulary of an in group that elicits a sort of trust instinct in people in those circles. And you get the sense that like I think this is the first time you have the like conscious impression that these guys are not just not on the level, but might actually be criminal, at least part of the time. You get sort of like knowing looks and nods, like, oh, yeah, we would never do this thing with having that evidence deliberately in front of you. Like, all of this, like, like low stakes smuggling, they were willing to take on a prisoner in a country where that would be just absurd as well. Like they're doing stuff underhanded here. And previously, the night before, you did hear the captain and the bosun talking about in hushed tones in Elvish about needing a surgeon because every ship needs a their surgeon is just the guy with the saws. Their surgeon is the guy who repairs the mast. And they're like, oh, this guy's legit. We could use this guy. And there was a discussion about that.
Yeah.
about
We did
about
have a discussion that
Mhm.
Komarov would be exceedingly violent if they tried.
Yes.
about doing something to make Lyaksandre the surgeon of the Saint Caprice
Against his
in
will.
some regard.
Yeah.
Press gang is the word.
Yeah, I think K Thought had the like most rose tinted image of like, yeah, they could hire a surgeon. He's a surgeon. And then the impression of being like, what if they just don't let him get off? And Komarov was then aggressive, rightfully so.
Well, he wasn't aggressive. He just made it known that he would become extremely aggressive.
Yeah, no, you're right. Straightforward expectations laid out. Yeah, go ahead and give me a nature check, Cormo.
If there's any rats in the hold.
There's always one.
There's always one, and if Keitha sees it,
There's
it's
one.
lunch.
No, this will be part of the. Okay, so after the nature check, we'll get a perception check. So you understand that these guys are. Wow, there's a term for this. These guys wouldn't consider themselves full pirates, but like
Freebooters. They're freebooters.
Yeah, yeah. They do
They're
prefer to take
opportunistic.
legit jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it what it is what it is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would call that a freebooter. They will.
Okay.
They're not underhanded going after ships, but they would probably be like,
no.
yeah, we can help you get to port, but
But
what's
all
in
the
it for
stuff
us?
is staying on our ship.
Well, some of it would be, because it's like, again, you've got to make money too, or you're going to stop.
Yeah.
So it would be like, how about a 40-60 split on that?
Yeah, like hard negotiating.
Yeah, hard negotiation.
Korimo, you want to give me that nature check? Yeah, so you're talking with the ship. I think Tivin is still just sort of
helping out.
I think Tivin is being very upfront with helping out, like the most seen member of the crew. And he's stripped down to just like the loincloth that he has. He used a specific term. It's like the kind of like wrap, but I don't recall the term. It's not a loincloth, it is like a full wrap. But he's down to just the skivvies, like a lot of the crew. And I think mostly, and this is just an impression I have from Tivin. When Anthony comes in, we can ask, but we'll probably be beyond this when he comes back. I think mostly he's been with the bosun because the bosun sort of has to touch everyone's base and is the one in charge of like keeping records and stuff. And I think that's where Tivin thinks like the heart of any organization is like knowledge and distribution, like more than the head of the ship, which is making split second decisions. He's looking at the bosun and probably thinking like a good bosun like will keep a ship running, and a good captain keeps everyone from dying. And those are different things that you need both of. So he's been with Eli, the captain's brother. So you guys have another like 3.5, the better part of 4 days before you get to Zanqualtch, and you have the impression they might not let Lyaksandre off with you. No one has come out and said anything yet. You don't have to. I just want to put that out there again.
Fred, can you hear us? Okay.
Use. Fred types like I do.
The thing is, use is a real word. It's just a tree.
Oh, yeah.
The yew tree, that's the correct spelling for a yew tree. We had a bit of a discussion today in WoW about pronunciation, and one guy's like, "You got an English degree?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually I do." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you're the only one in this group that can yell at people about pronunciation then." So it was kind of funny because he was trying to make a point. What was the word we were discussing? Oh, crap, I can't remember. But it was a word, and she was missaying it slightly. It wasn't enough, but I was siding with the guy that's really immature, and I'm like, no, he's correct. That is the correct pronunciation. And the other guy was like, yelling at the immature guy, "Do you have an English degree?" And yelling at me, "Do you have an English degree?" And I'm like, yeah, actually I do. Wow. There we go.
There's the 20. Okay, so 20 is great. You get the like one rat that has been in the bilge for like a really long time. It's coming up and like looking for anything the crew has like left as far as like the food goes. And thankfully for Korimo, you've just been like, you basically are sleeping in this cage in a nest of food that Komarov has supplied for you because of your insatiable appetite, and also because he did lock you in a cage for 3 days. And you get it to come over to you. And rats are pretty smart, you know rats, and you know how to talk to animals. You do get it to sort of start to trade, make exchanges for food with you, and it does eventually bring you a nail. So go ahead and give me a thievery check, but do it with a -1. So the nail lets you pick the lock, but it is not a good tool to pick the lock. So you can make the check. So -1 is still 23. Brian, what was the?
Yeah.
What was the?
There we go. Average lock. is a DC 25.
25. Okay. So you miss it a little bit, but your nail does not break. So you can absolutely keep trying over the course of the day. Because you guys are expected to help out just a little bit, what is everyone doing to help out? So if Katha is mostly looking at Korimo, you are both fatigued and also not making an impression with the crew. So that leaves we're doing. Lyaksandre is just helping with like very minor medical things, but like with a knowledge base that they are just not used to at all. So he's like very much helping everyone and like giving everyone like full diagnoses that they just have not gotten fully for free, because he's like, this is the only thing I know how to do. I can't do the other stuff. So what are Komarov and Magnus doing to sort of leave a good impression with the crew? And then I will roll a thing for Tivin.
Komarov will engage either in scrubbing or pulling ropes or that sort of thing.
All right. So that sounds like athletics to me. How many things is Tivin trained in? Tivin's best thing is also athletics, so I think he'll lean towards that. Okay. All right. And then for Magnus.
While I'm wandering the ship, I'll check for things that are maybe broken, or things that need to be fixed up a little bit, or because I do have crafting that I can maybe help repair some items. If
Okay.
not, then I'll help on the ground, but I'll try to
No,
look for
crafting is
repair
absolutely
stuff.
something they look for. 14. So I think this is, let me check my.
I wonder if we got the same numbers today.
We've seen way worse numbers consistently.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, so I think Komarov, I think you're still not got your sea legs yet, and you're like not being detrimental, but people are not necessarily impressed. I do think they want crafting more, so that DC is a little easier. So basically, Komarov misses it by 1, and Magnus gets it because of the 1 easier for crafting. So you're helping out like repair things, and Komarov, you're doing like grunt work, and they're like, yeah, that's fine, but you're not leaving like the best impression. And Tivin's doing just a little more. He's schmoozing better. He's like, he's just a bigger guy. So people are really digging. Also, a lot of the crew, because of Komarov's stories that he has told about Tivin, are like really trying to get on, like in the sort of circle of influence. Like Tivin's remembering people's names and stuff. And Kay thought you were down doing medicine for the whole day. How much sleep is Kay thought getting every day? Just a question.
I mean, she's probably trying to get a full night's rest just so she's not exhausted.
Oh, okay, but that does lock you into just doing
Yeah,
medicine for
just
like
doing
the standard.
medicine for
Yes.
him.
Okay, so if that's the case, then you are not fatigued. I think the other option is like if you do a day of adventuring and then also give someone round the clock care to get over something,
Yeah.
it's like worse.
Real quick.
Yes.
I didn't remember proficiency was that level. With items that have a DC, you just reduce the DC by their item level, right?
That's how I would have assumed to do it.
Okay, so because I was like, we don't have level to DC, so it might be different. So DC minus because it's a level 3 item, so it's actually a 22. So he got a success. One of
Is
4
it
successes.
4 success? So there's 4 tumblers in the good luck. So so Kormo, you are making headway into luck. You got that first tumbler, but the nail's just not a really good tool. And also, I think the rat is bothering you for more food, so it's also a distraction.
There's just this little pile of things going, "Where's my food, buddy?"
Yeah, like I thought we had a deal. All right, so you guys, the next day goes by and everyone has just sort of been helping out. That does, however, mean we're going to need another fortitude save from Kormo. Or first, let's get the medicine check actually. So to see what kind of bonus you get from that.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I will hero point that.
Yeah.
Just make
Treat a disease, 8 hours of care, medicine, diseases DC.
I still probably failed, I think.
Oh yeah. There's a bad critical failure for treat disease. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna let Fred know this. That is wait, let me look back at my notes just so that I'm not giving you bullshit. The number I'm thinking. I don't remember if the number I'm looking at has had the no level to proficiency adjustment, unfortunately. I'm really bad at that. That's not right. Okay, so you are looking at a failure, but it's not a critical failure. So you do get worse. The next day you feel you do feel worse again. Going in and out, you're now drained. If you had the drained condition, that would have been really bad. So 2 more days on the ship. Kormo is looking in and out of being better and worse. So Keitha, you spend the day doing medicine, and you are. I think it's just hard on a ship. Like you're trying to help, but also the cage is in the way.
Yeah.
Let's get another sort of on the ship impression from the remaining people. You can continue to do the same things unless you have something specific you want to do. If you want to do something really specific, that those numbers will like shift over and stuff. All right, Magnus gets. I think you finally like after 3 days, you do know what their like most important things are. So you get a critical success. Everyone leaves a great impression at the end of the man. Did I say this was the 3rd or the 4th day? No, we started on the 3rd day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So day 4, you guys have left a really good impression. The captain comes along. Eliza comes along and is sort of like, it's like, I'm really impressed with how much effort you guys are putting in this. Like not everyone who wants us to squirrel away to another country with them without the oversight of the harbor master puts in this much effort. I'm real impressed with you all. She's shaking hands and she's like rubbing Tivin's back.
just
Uh,
checking bases. That's why
she,
they do.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just making sure everyone is doing okay. You look real tense. You've been putting a lot of work into here. I'm not gonna try to do Tiven's voice or know what he
No.
would react to, but that's just what's happening. So you guys have a really good rapport with these guys as of right now. So we'll go through the next day then. I don't have a chart for this, but I think because this is always a concern at sea, somebody go ahead and give me just uh, a flat roll to see what the weather's like. Under 5 is a full storm. Under 10 is just bad, and anything. End of the 4th day. Who rolled that?
I did.
You did? All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
I love
The,
storytelling.
the end
Excitement.
of the 4th day, the sun is going down. There is a out of nowhere storm. Just dark clouds, heavy wind, water spraying up, all hands on deck. So for this, I'm gonna need. This is how I'm gonna run this. We're gonna go. So this is a storm. Okay, now give me a D8. Is it just someone? We'll see how long the storm really hits. We'll do a D8 plus 3 just because it won't be dramatic if it's only 1 hour long. 2. Okay, so you've got 5 hours. So we're going to need 5 checks from everyone to see how bad the storm is. And also, you're not going to get that much sleep. So everyone will be fatigued
At the
for
end.
the next day. Yeah.
Well, everyone but Korumo, who's still in a cage. Well, I guess he can try and pick the lock, because
Yeah,
I'm going to
Korumo,
be busy.
Yeah, Korumo, a whole day has gone by. Give me, you can do 3 thievery checks. On a critical fail, your nail breaks. 15 is not a critical fail, so you've got 1 tumbler still. It's hard on a ship. 27 is good. Second tumbler. Is that a
That's a critical
fail,
fail.
Single fail.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
So,
get you get halfway, and the nail bends in a way that you can't repair it again. You will have to get another one from the rat. No, you fail to repair it. You make it worse.
do I
It's
get
not a full.
do I get a perception check to notice?
Oh, I should have given you the perception for the rat in the first place. Yes, now that he is trying to get the rat to bring him a new nail, give me a perception check. Perception 11. Storm's coming in. You have been called up deck.
Yeah.
Different crew members come down and like overstrap the cage back to the thing so it doesn't slide around as much. And they're like, "You're gonna be all right, buddy." And they like sort of poke at you like you were an animal a little bit playfully. And they just wrap ropes around you so you don't slide around. It feels weird fully stopping, but it also feels disrespectful to keep going while he's typing. That is sort of up to Komarov.
I didn't disarm him. I just left him in the cage. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all your gear. I didn't take any of it. I put you in the cage and locked
We
it.
just put in. Yeah. Please don't kill a guy. But I mean, if you poke back, sure.
If you try to pick the lock with an arrow, I do not think this is an appropriate tool for
No.
that. They're just not the right shape or size. They're like an arrow is just too big to fit in like a full. Yeah, you poke back and they're like, "Oh, feisty!" They take it fully in stride. They take it fully in stride. One of them gives you like a tankard with like a cap on it and be like, this. They're like, it's gonna be rough, but this will sort of ease anything. you might want to wrap something around your head. It is going to get rough, and I don't want you to get a
We don't
head
want you to get
injury.
slammed.
I don't think they know the word concussion, but
Probably
they
not.
know
Head
they know
injury.
what that is, but they don't have.
They
a
don't
word
want
for
you
it.
to knock your head. That's what it would be.
Yeah, maybe wrap something around your head and get a little buzz going on, eh? All right, so we're gonna need 5 checks. So you can use thievery or acrobatics is being up in the sails. Athletics is going to be sort of the lowest stakes. That's just literally helping everyone. Koromo, you're in the cage. You fail by default. They don't let you
To
out
be
because they've
fair,
been told
he
not to
could
let you
use
out.
that as his how well is he staying from getting slammed around in the cage. That would be
Yes.
a
Okay.
fair
So
assessment.
no, you're right. So you keep yourself from getting batted around too badly, but it is still pretty rough down here. Um, they don't like secure you; they only secure the cage itself. Um, so we're gonna need 5 checks from everyone, a check for every hour. That includes Tiven and Lyaksandre.
Yep.
So we're looking at crafting will be still on the table, but that one will be harder instead of easier now. Acrobatics will be sort of the echelon of things is like acrobatics or thievery to do rope work is going to be like the most valuable thing for them. Um, Athletics is still going to be viable because just moving around and
Just
being able to move things
pulling
around
ropes.
is going to be good. And crafting is still good, but it is difficult in the storm.
Mhm.
All right. So we'll do one. We'll do the first hour here. I don't know how to spell the word surgeon. I forgot to
Really?
pull up the stats I use for Lyaksandre.
Come on, roll 20.
Like a surgeon.
Oh man.
Not one above 10 yet. It's like,
Oh
what the
man.
hell?
Okay, so here's I'm gonna give the roll. I'm just gonna roll a d20. Tiven's got a +8 to athletics. Do it. Natural one.
Uh-huh. Oh,
You are all so the storm comes in so hard and so fast. You guys go from like sort of an overcast day and the captain is being like really flirty with everyone, like not full chest out, but like, unbuttoned down low. And she's like very casual, strutting around, telling everyone what to do, rubbing people's shoulders. And then immediately she is yelling. She's watching this storm come on like from out of nowhere, and you all just don't have your bearings. That is that is 4 full fails, no critical fails though. So
That one is a critical fail.
okay, oh, you're right. I
I
I was looking at just
sorry.
your number. No, I was
Yeah.
looking at Koromo's and thinking that was like the other one, but I forgot I rolled for Tiven.
Yeah.
Lyaksandre will roll. He'll try to help. He is here. However, he's super bad at all of those things, so he'll try crafting, which is harder now. And he also normally fails. But his contribution to things like this is mostly a help action.
Yeah.
So the first hour you have full nothing. You guys are a
We are
full hindrance
floundering.
on the crew. So let's get the second hour. Eliza and Eli are screaming and they're trying to direct you guys. Other people more or less know what they should be doing. The waves are coming in and people are like lashing themselves to the masts. There are people who have like tied themselves up into the sails so that if they fall, they can just climb back up and just deal with the injuries of falling with just a rope tied around your waist later. So let's start again. Uh,
Still not even a
Whoa,
10.
8?
My lord.
There we go.
all
Magnus
right,
is trying
Magnus.
to get
Magnus has
things.
a full. Full success.
Okay. Keith has
Okay,
got her feet back
Keitha,
under her.
yeah, Keitha, I think you're just now on all fours, just clawing up and down instead of like trying to upright. You're just like
Probably. Just like,
you like wrap
okay.
the ropes and stuff around your arms and neck, and then you just crawl to wherever they tell you they need
Probably
stuff.
not neck. That would
Yeah,
be a bad idea.
it could be. You are right about that. All right, so here's
Around the
Tivin's
waist,
roll.
yes.
Tivin does not critically fail, but he does fail again. So we've got 2 successes. Lyaksandre rolls better, but it still fails. So the ship is still not looking great. So that is still significantly more. All I'm looking for is more successes than fails at the end of the hours. Question for Koramo. Are you doing anything in the moment here that everyone is as distracted as they possibly can be? This is the first time you have absolutely 0 eyes on you.
Tumblr 3.
So that is good, but you no longer have a tool to use for that. You could try to kick the cage apart. Now, this is just an offer. That thievery could be to undo the ropes securing the cage in the hopes that you tumble into a place that is better for you. Okay, so Koramo unties these ropes, unlashes the cage from one of the beams under in the hold, and it starts to slide around. And as it is sliding towards one of the walls, you kick at the lock as it rams into one of the walls, causing some significant damage to it. So we're gonna call that 1 success towards fully escaping. Because you have done, I'll give you the 2 tumblers you did unlock with this. 1 more success will break you out, and what you want to do from there is up to you. Okay, hour 3. We have what we have here is 6 failures and 2 successes. Of helping the crew in this storm. So let's go for hour 3.
Yep.
Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
What is with roll 20?
This is so awful.
Oh,
There we
word.
go.
We're depending on the bookworms so far.
Apparently, because roll 20
Yep.
has determined that the rest of us are incompetent,
Yeah.
which might be fair. I don't think
Will
Keitha
do.
likes
My
ships.
first score about sea. I don't know what it's like.
Holy
It's also
smokes!
given me full garbage.
It is.
Like-
It's giving you full garbage for the characters, but we
Yeah.
haven't had a fight yet, so we're still well behind on this. We might be swimming to shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Tivin only needs an 8 to pass this.
Mm-hmm.
So Magnus.
I mean,
is
that'd be I
carrying-
need a 10.
Yeah.
I'm slightly behind him, but it's like the die needs to find 10 or above, not constantly below that.
Yeah, no, it's really rough. So, Magnus, you're sort of carrying how the party is doing. You are up in the ropes, and the Anton and Eli are up there, like directing you on what to do. And I think you've just gotten really proficient with the sailor's knots. There's like 6 or 7 ones that are really important, especially for like operating the sails and stuff. And being able to switch between them during times of tension is really important. You're being really impressive here. roll for. The real dice I'm rolling with is also not gone over a 10. So Lyaksandre is basically just now strapped to something. They have put him in a room, and he is like, "I'm helping," and he's just tied to a thing, so that he doesn't go overboard.
Tied to something nailed down.
Yeah, tied to something that is nailed down. Okay, so we're looking at 4. Okay, how many of you guys are? So fail. Okay.
That's
Okay,
3.
so we're now at
Tower
4 successes and 7 failures. Nope, 9 failures. Hour 4. Magnus is full Spider-Man.
You have got to be kidding me!
Magnus gets another pass.
Okay, roll 20. That is insane.
So it's so bad. It's so bad.
That
okay,
is
I'm just gonna roll. Okay, so we're looking good for Tivin, and we're looking.
How
bad
can
for
it be
Kate
this
Bell and
bad?
Komarov.
Everything. I can't find over a 10. I guarantee you there are more than 8 numbers on that die. Swear, I'm just gonna start rolling my own die in a box, and I'll take a picture and send you.
Yeah, Koromo, you can feel the hinge just barely on there. You just need one good kick, but you also need to like time it with the waves, which is really hard because you're in the hold. All right, so even with help, that is not going to do anything. So okay, perfect. Hour 5. You guys are looking pretty rough at this point.
Yeah, well, can't prevent holy smokes. We've seen more ones today than, well, we've seen as many ones as 20s, but
yeah.
we have seen far more below 10 than above.
Magnus fully gets one.
You're kidding me. You
I gets another fail.
kidding me.
Does Komarov want to use your hero? Does K-Pop's hero point is gone?
Mine's gone.
No. Like, I feel this is appropriate for Komarov. Who's there have been a rough storm at sea. He's like, oh, the sea is so nice. I've heard it for terrible tales. This is awful. How do you come back to this?
All right, so that's 2 failures, which cancels out Magnus. You just aren't quite out. It's so close. You can feel it. 7.
Hurry, get out so you can help me.
Yeah.
No kidding. But that's our 5, and we absolutely failed.
Yeah, absolutely fail. Because of Komarov. That is still full fails. 5 hours of this crazy storm before it breaks. You guys have been struggling. You are beaten up. Go ahead. Somebody roll me another D8.
Ooh. Yeah, Max. Look at that.
At the end of the storm, there are 8 missing crew members. They have lost to sea.
Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Great job on that.
Hey, roll 20. This is you guys' fault. You were like, roll 20 is rolling bad. It's such a bad thing. It's like, oh, okay, guys, I'll roll that. It didn't know.
It did. It knew. It knew. Oh, I've got to absolutely max this. Because it is absolutely screwing them over in every way.
Yep.
We need to add roll 20 to the deities of this world.
Yeah.
Oh, roll of
Oh.
20, the great harbinger of fate. It's just yet again.
Oh.
Morning of the 6th day breaks, and you are all exhausted, all fatigued. The captain is walking around, taking stock. Eli is walking around, taking stock of everything. There are 8 of their 18 crew members missing. Everyone is upset, and she doesn't. The day after, she was like, "Y'all are doing so good." She doesn't look anyone in the eyes. She just walking around. Everyone is somber. Everyone is exhausted. Everyone is like, I think everyone is like injured as well. You will like
Probably.
sleep. Yeah, I don't know a fair way to represent that outside of like hit point damage, but over the course of like, another 2 days of travel, you will heal back from that. But
I'm also a champion. I can use lay on hands often to
yeah, like
set
you guys
wounds
have
better.
ways
Well,
around
I
that.
have ward medic, so I can probably help everyone. I'm probably looking at Komarov, looking at the cage, and being like, I doubt he's getting away with, oh, you've been picking the lock now. Oh, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go get
Yeah, you see,
Koramov and be like, all right, go relock your cage because he's been at it.
so you're looking at the cage, and it's actually got some like superficial damage on it from being rattled around. I think
Yeah,
Koromo might have a concussion.
that's
Koromo
fair.
might have a concussion. He was like trying to capitalize on this and just didn't quite get it.
Yeah,
When Fred's back, we'll have him roll another fortitude save for his disease.
I'll roll my medicine now. See if he gets a
Yeah,
bonus.
yeah. He does get that bonus.
Yes.
Just the +1.
Oh, so it wasn't quite a crit.
Not quite.
Damn it.
It is a rough disease.
Understand, but I also have. Oh, I do. Oh, crap. I said I'm not doing that today. Sorry. I said I was doing ward medic to help with the ship. So that's my helping with everyone else, not him. He doesn't get a bonus. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. So he doesn't get a bonus, but you do successfully. How many people? I mean, there's only 10 people, and then you guys left.
I know. Ward
So
medic is
you're
as
Fourth
a
up to
level.
2.
well.
as an
We can call this
effect
like
of
your.
as an effect of being fatigued, we can't do exploration activities normally, which include like treat wounds and treat disease.
Oh.
Super rough. Um, but we can call this like just sort of trying to help. So like nobody gains hit points as the treat wounds thing, but you are like making sure it's more like
I'm
you're taking
patching
stock.
wounds. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not healing hit point damage. You're more like you're gonna
Setting
need
broken
this.
bones and
Yeah.
relocating joints.
Mhm,
You need a fort save there, Fred.
Yeah,
Trust
Koromo,
me, we relocked your cage.
they put you back where you were. You were so close.
I was like, Komarov? Komarov is just like, spent good money on. You should be grateful. Stay in there. Well, that looks
So you are
okay.
looking a little better, but it does take 2 successes to go back to 0. So you are basically at stage 0.5.
I thought it
So
was
it
at
doesn't get worse.
1.5 or 2.5 and 1.5 because he failed
Well,
the
because the
last one.
previous did he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
failed the
Oh no, yeah,
last
you're
one.
right. You're right. You're at 1.5. Okay, because I'm just remembering the initial crit, which took him from 2 to
2 to
1 and
1,
then back
yeah.
down. Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Um, all right. so you guys go through the 6th day. Kormo, they tie you back up and they seem real disappointed in you. Katha is not still not like giving you a lot of attention, but is like or rather today
I
isn't
think
giving a lot
all
of
of us are
attention.
now going to give him attention because it's like we know you're
Yeah,
trying to break out now. Okay, stop it.
yeah. Um, what what are the other guys doing? So the crew seems a lot more distant now than they had the last few days. What is on everyone else's mind? You've now lost 8 people on a crew that was they're only at sea because you guys like paid them and coerced them to
Yeah,
being like, we
well,
need this guy to
we
go
paid
somewhere where there's
them.
good. Yeah,
Hmm.
no,
We
yeah,
paid
it's a
them
job.
good money. It was a legitimate job. Unfortunately, this is sea travel at this
It's
time.
just the craziest freak storm. Just washed a bunch of people away.
Komarov is just gonna give him space. He's like he didn't know the people lost too well, and but recognizes like they knew those crew members a lot more and need time to mourn. So he's just gonna try and be out of the way. Take it out on Karumo for hurting his lock. And like it's a very expensive lock, Karumo. You have to understand. The
Appreciate.
nerds the nerds they just want these coins, and I don't have as many of them because I paid for your care. This is all for you. A Karumo types back.
Typing back and he just gives you the fingers.
Gives me a naughty response. Oh
Oh.
my. It didn't take long for the ship to change you. Look, I'm not interested in you.
Well, like I said, yeah, Katha's done hers.
Mhm.
Feel anyone else? Well, Tiffin would probably just get back to helping because, in his mind, get back to routine because
Yeah,
that helps.
yeah,
That helps morale.
yeah.
Yeah, Magnus
So
is just gonna keep working on repair jobs.
so now the repairs are going to be a little harder.
Hmm.
That is the unfortunate thing is like now you have less people and more repairs to do. So Tivin it goes back to just helping out with whatever physical labor he can do, and he does pretty well. Um, and I'll just say he's a little more somber. Everyone is just 2 steps more somber than they
Yeah.
had been. Um, so, Komarov, go ahead and give me whatever check you want to do, and then go ahead and give me that craft check, Magnus.
All right.
Hmm.
All right, Magnus, you're doing really well. You're very much helping with the repairs, even though there are more and they're harder. You sort of like just keep your head down, bull through it, just trying to help.
That's
Komarov,
me
uh,
keeping out of the way.
yeah. So, Komarov, you are successfully just sort of not noticed, which is not helping. Cormo, you are also in the cage still. Oh, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to be sneaky?
He's
Now
winning with the
everyone's rolling
cage.
well.
I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Where were these numbers before?
Get a new nail from the rat. Well, it wouldn't be stealth, it would be nature for that.
Yeah. I guess you're trying to hide it from Komarov. What's
Oh, yeah.
your perception DC?
Oh yeah, that's he definitely got past.
Okay. So go and give me
Was
another
it?
nature check.
Yeah, it's only a 15.
You try to coerce the rat to come back, and you see no signs of the rat. There's every likelihood that they are also gone and dead. You don't necessarily know that, but they don't. They're not enticed by your your giving of rations.
What
Okay.
you didn't know is your cage crushed your rat friend.
Oh
The
yeah,
other rats know.
there's one red streak,
Red spear. Oh my god.
just a smear. Um,
Okay, so Justin, at the end of the day, Keitha would
mhm.
probably like to offer a prayer to ease some of the tension in the air, a prayer for the fallen.
Is
She
this
is a
a
cleric.
public?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would be a
How
public.
public is this? Okay.
I mean, she would
Um,
probably go to the captain and say, I am a priest. I can offer a prayer for the missing and the lost. And at least ease their souls to wherever they may go for those that didn't survive.
Go ahead and for if you're talking to the captain first, go ahead and give a
Yeah.
diplomacy check for me first to for her to like give the okay for it.
Uh, it has 10 people still.
Okay, 18's pretty good. Even with the sort of bad will from the storm, 18 is good. She's real quiet about it, and she says, "Ply your trade. I think that'll help everyone."
Yeah, I do have student of the canon, just
Mhm.
reminding.
Yeah, absolutely. So she gives you the okay to like get everyone together and like they read the names off. What does the right look like?
I mean, let me think on that a sec.
It's all good.
I mean, it's probably something like lighting a candle and scattering some ashes into the sea, and maybe dousing the candle in the sea after the ashes are scattered.
Mhm.
Something to the effect of returning them to the sea.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, do you get like the remaining crew together? I think
It's whoever would like to attend.
I think everyone except for Anton comes over. Eliza and Eli are there. Eli has his like holy symbol of
I mean, if they drag you out of the hold, sure, you can attend.
If you want to go, I will help drag you out. Not going to begrudge you the chance to mourn.
Yeah, they tell you all these people that you had significantly less contact with.
Yeah. Oh,
They pull you out
also, I
because
would write down their names, their ship, and it's like I will make sure this arrives in my home city. I'm not gonna look up what I said. Which is the city of histories, and they will be remembered there.
yeah,
Okay,
so
so
everyone sort of participates as much as they can in the right. They're all sort of, and it sort of feels like they're glad that you want to do this, but some of them are like doing their own prayers and have their own charms.
yeah,
But they all take it as like a show of goodwill and like real,
okay, yeah.
like that.
So
This is awful.
the
What
city of
happened is just
Varstal. That's where she will make sure
yeah,
it is.
Marstall. Um,
So it will go to the city of scrolls.
so Komarov drags Kormo up to attend the funeral rites.
Mm-hmm. Anyone asks,
All
he'll
right.
just say he wanted to come.
Is Kormo really disruptive, or do you fit the atmosphere uh, of like mourning?
Fred.
Fred's thinking.
I'm not sure he realized the question was directed at him.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
All right. I was just wondering if you were like actively participating in the like mourning, or are you being disruptive?
Receiving incoming transmission.
Your bird's with us.
Your bird is like, I think over the course of the storm, because the bird had been with you on the
Oh.
cage, like sort of defending you. I think it's injured a little bit. Like it has like what like that weird like bird sling that you'll see in if you ever I watch a lot of like nature documentaries and stuff, and people that like do rehabilitation for injured animals, especially endangered animals. There's like a sling you get for a bird that's like the wing will work, but you can't explain that to a bird super well. um so I think like just in the storm while you were kicking your cage around, it just sort of like got hurt because it was under. They would not be on the
What are
the
you
deck.
doing at the funeral is the question. Are you actually mourning or are you disruptive to the funeral? That was the question. I think that's what might have been forgotten.
If he's just looking for animals, at least he's not being disruptive.
Yeah, that's true. But I know that was the actual question, and I think it got lost.
Mm.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
that's that. We
yeah,
get that.
yeah. You're sort of casing it around. Any like animals. Rats live like in the bilge, and the bilge is the part of a ship that tends to have at least an amount of water in it. It's the place the crew goes the least. So like being up on the deck, they would like chase any animals away. They don't want rats to be there. It's just a reality of
Yeah,
existing.
rats do bad things to food and water stores.
Yeah. They don't have a ship cat, unfortunately. The captain doesn't appear to have a bird or anything like that.
After the service, I'll motion Keitha over to the cage and be
Fair
like,
enough.
should he have, exploded by now?
Well, there was
No,
that
'cause
day he
the
was looking a
duel
lot better. He's not looking any worse. I don't think so, because it took the Giants several weeks.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like he
thought
has
this was a
That's why
quick
I'm thinking we're
process.
fine on this sea voyage. He's not going to explode soon.
Yeah, the Giants had been infested for a long time, but they had also been giving each other care. So you think there's a strong chance that Koromo might have if Katha had not been giving him full-time care. But as of right now, he's like in the cage on the deck, everyone's sort of praying and like throwing their candles and their ashes into the sea, and Koromo is like the eyes really wide, flesh pale and sweaty, like looking around, like face up against the bars, looking for looking for a cat or rats or anything. He does not look great. But yeah, the time frame you're looking at is like it's been just it. I think day 6 is now 8 days. He has been sort of just staying where he's been with how sick he is.
Yeah.
Sort of climbing up and down this ladder. You also know Kormo is a someone who is like healthy and capable of combat. Not everyone is. His fortitude would be.
He's a tough guy.
Yeah, like you guys wouldn't know like his stat is this, but you'd be like, well, this isn't like a jackass or a farmer. This is like a fighter. He's tough, so maybe he has a better chance with it. And your only other example you've seen are giants, people known for fortitude in at least the way they are big and strong. So the end of the 6th day, you have these this service. And I think this is when like the captain comes to you guys and just sort of tells you, well, we said we thought it was going to take about a week cutting across the ocean. Storm stopped us dead, and now we're running slow. I think it'll be the end of another. Basically, you added a day and a half just from having such awful performance in the storm. So you are going to be without magical assistance on Koromo's condition for another 2 days. So
All right.
if
Well,
he has some pretty bad rolls, this will be really bad for Koromo.
yeah. Well, get a good night's sleep, and
Right.
we'll try this again tomorrow.
Yeah. So are you giving him the? Oh, I guess you can't give
I
it to him
can't.
today, but you can the next
I
day.
have to
So
sleep.
yeah, so this one's gonna Koromo, give me the fortitude save in the morning, just raw. No help.
I mean, we never did take away those anti-plagues.
You also didn't record them, so we don't know how many he has.
Yeah.
This is true.
I know at least the first day where he was flying on his bird. He
Oh. Oh.
That's really bad. There we go.
Yes, please, hero point that. There we go.
Nice.
20 is good. You're
So
feeling
it's looking
a
a
little
lot better today.
You're feeling better on day 7. The morning of day 7, you wake up like less sweaty. Oh, this doesn't change it, but that is a 19 because stage 2 is being drained one.
Mm.
Unless you put that in, of course.
Yeah, that is the second success. So you're back down to 1. Stage 1.
Back down to stage 1. You've been riding stage 1 and stage 2 for the full now 9 days. So everyone wakes up on the 7th day. You will not be there until the middle of day, kind of the end of day 8. Now,
The end of
instead
the end of tomorrow.
Yeah, the end of tomorrow, you will finally be there. So everyone, go ahead and give me their
Our
their
checks.
new harder work checks. Is Kathos still just sitting with Koromo, or are you now going to try to help with the ship?
I mean, I'm probably going to help with the ship because I feel like
Okay.
that was our responsibility. I'll probably try and give him. I'll probably go with fatigued for tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'll do the ship first and then him after, okay?
All right.
So ship. All right.
Incredible.
And Koromo. Not so good.
Not so good, but also
negative.
not a hindrance. You kill him. Okay.
I didn't
We'll
hinder. You
roll
don't
for-
get a penalty from me.
Yeah, Tivin seems a little tired. He seems a little disheartened. I don't think Tivin likes being on the water.
Probably not.
I think this day is the day he decides, you know what, fuck this. He's helping, but still not great. Magnus and Katha, you are helping phenomenally. Lyaksandre is, he was untied the day previous, but he's also now helping with just helping people with their dressing things and talking about taking care of your body is really important between injuries as well as during the time where it hurts. Just sort of talking through real medicine stuff to people that don't have that kind of education.
Komarov is he was making some progress up until the storm, and now they have less not how the job works anymore.
So
he's like, I'm sorry.
So I'm going to ask that Magnus. Everyone, go ahead and give me Magnus specifically. Go ahead and give me sort of either perception or underworld lore
Okay. I'll do my
to
underworld.
sort of case the vibe. You just knowing things about.
Would that be a perception check for the rest of us?
Yeah, so it's easiest with underworld lore, and it's a
Okay.
little harder for
With
perception. So go ahead,
perception.
and everyone else can give me perception.
Oh yeah, Keitha's.
Keitha, you're tired. You're tired.
Yeah, that's true. She's fatigued the next day.
Komarov. Okay, so Komarov
There's
also
my
notices
die
this.
rolls.
Magnus, you had been talking to the crew about like what you know that the points in time where people get the most underhanded and the most criminal is out of desperation. They're down to half their crew, and they have absolutely cased that like they probably couldn't get you guys to stay like through force. They absolutely could bully Lyaksandre into staying on the ship the way they had been meaning to. You think that like you had been making a really good hit, just like vibe check. Probably they wouldn't have done it had you guys done really well and they like really appreciated and liked you as people to deal with. But now, regardless of whether or not they like you guys, they're now like the important thing is like rebuilding a crew. And this would be like a really valuable person, even as a temporary asset, for them to like go get another. Like you get the sense that they're like wanting to proceed after you guys are off the ship to something a little more drastic. And one of those things, because of what you had learned previously, probably keeping Lyaksandre on. You don't get the sense that these guys are like murderers, but like if someone is trapped on a ship for like 2 years, they still view that as like a bonus for them, and they didn't do anything that bad. you know.
Right.
So you're getting sort of tension from the captain and the bosun and the first mate, the orc. And the morning of the seventh day, they sort of everyone sort of slows down, and the captain sort of calls you guys up and is like basically lays it out that is exactly what they're doing here. They're like, we can throw you off the ship, or we can put you in the like off boat, and you can row the rest of your way.
Mm-hmm.
They're straight up trying to kidnap. They're like, you're strong, you got it. Weather's clear. We're just gonna go. We'll even give you back some of your money.
Well, I am leaving with Lyaksandre, just to make that clear.
Lyaksandre, I don't know if you guys. No, you guys told Lyaksandre this was a possibility, right? Okay.
I think so. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I feel like I should be fully armed and armored for this, but I don't think I had the chance.
I think Kay thought because you missed it, you're not. But I think Magnus, Komarov, you know what? I'll roll. If I
Tiven.
pass for Tiven, and we're just looking for a 17 here. And what is? Oh, that's why it won't open. Is because it's minimized and not just closed. So Tiven needs an 11, and if Tiven passes, he can cue Katha in because Tiven also would get like his armor and stuff on.
Yeah.
So I'll roll that in front of you guys here. Yes. So Katha, you can be like ready.
Okay, then yes. I think with Tiven cluing me in, he's going to be like, we need to be armored.
Yeah.
And ready, so the two of us would armor each other. So that when the captain calls us in, she's looking at two people in very heavy armor.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can't... all right. So yeah, we are armored at this point.
Yeah. So she has given you like a, you guys all get to go.
She's
You
giving
haven't
us
done
an
us.
ultimatum.
That's the word. Yes. How does everyone want to? So Komarov states full no. Cormo, you're in the cage. They have brought you up to
I shoot the lock with. Okay.
with the crossbow or with your bow.
It's a crossbow.
It is a
Um,
crossbow. Yeah.
like,
I mean, Keith is looking at it like, look, we paid for our passage. We paid you well for our passage. You knew what could happen. We're all leaving. You can get us there, and we won't sully your name to everyone. Or you can try and push us off the boat. We'll take a few more with you. A few more with us. You're in the hold, buddy.
so, Justin,
Yes.
I don't know for sure that Komarov knows exactly what's up, but you saw the lot of tension in the air and knew that they had the signs on Lyaksandre. So, he would have given, and knowing that Karumo is not exploding into bugs soon, I'm going to toss him the key and say, if things go bad, get yourself out.
Okay, so Cormo has the key. Go ahead and make me either an intimidation or diplomacy check for Katha. Anyone can contribute to that if they would like. No, yeah, they would have wanted Cormo on the deck because they're
okay.
trying to get you. They were going to put you on the away boat. I don't.
Definitely, probably trying to keep you from doing something that stupid.
Yeah, so that's not awful, but that is
Probably
a little
wouldn't
low.
pass.
Does anyone want to aid?
Let's see. Can I aid with intimidate?
You can do that, yeah.
Can
That's
I just
good.
aid
That's
him?
No, you were definitely the one talking.
Yeah,
but I will
it's
let
true.
one person aid. So if Magnus wants to speak up and be sort of a voice of reason, or you can also just try to yell at them.
No, I'll try to do aid with the diplomacy.
Okay. 15
That's
is
an
enough
aid.
to aid. That is an aid. So that puts you at 17. The captain is staring. And now I want to remind you all, like, this is still 10 people, and at least 3 of them are pretty rough looking. Like Anton, Eli, and Eliza are, they're officers. The other guys, even if they were to just push you around, it would just this is not an even fight. So she's doing a lot of like calculus here,
I
but
know. They'd
nothing
win.
you all have said is wrong. And I think she's quiet long enough for the bosun, Eli, her brother, to walk up and say, "How about a wager?" He's like hands up and out. And he says, "How about we box for it? If I win, stays 6 months, we get our crew back, we do something extravagant, get ourselves back on our feet, drop him back off in Minralthen. 6 months. If you lose, that's what it is. And if you win, we take you back in. Job done. Deal? Normal? Maybe you help us get some recruits on if you're feeling charitable."
I would be more than willing to help you find some new people. So she kind of looks over at Komarov and is like, I'm willing if that's
I will
acceptable
take
to you.
this wager.
Who wants to do the punching?
Probably Tiven, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels so bad for a scene this tense to be with a player that isn't here.
I know.
Like, I am more than happy to punch. It is my people's way.
Yeah, if that's
Fair
true.
enough. Yeah. Anton's sort of standing. Anton doesn't look happy, but he does look like. I mean, this is not even that weird for orcs, actually.
Yeah, no, this
Um,
is orcish. Keitha's willing to
Yeah.
get in there and punch, but like
Right.
it,
So who does the?
who's it gonna be?
Well, all this is over Lyaksandre and my husband, so it must be me.
All right.
Keitha nods
so we're-
and steps back.
All right. So what we are going to do?
She's probably also looking at Komarov and is like, "Yeah, might as well just get out of the cage at this point."
Mhm.
Yeah, Karumo. You might as well just get out of the cage.
Okay. So for this, we're going to use the duel rules, which is you roll initiative every round.
Oh.
So I'm going to put those rules in the chat. Hopefully it doesn't freak out because the way this is some of it is in boxes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to copy, put that in the chat there. Whoops. Paste. All right.
Okay.
So you roll initiative
That's a lot.
using. It is a
Yep.
lot. I'm sorry. It's not as complicated as maybe it. Oh, that's the part that I was worried about was the boxes. So depending on what you roll for initiative every round, you get a reaction associated with that skill. So you can use perception, intimidation, or deception. And basically, Eli comes up and he like takes his shirt full off, and the rules are just until someone gives up or falls unconscious. No armor, only knuckles.
Mhm.
Also, he's looking at your arms and being like, "Fucking, it had to be the guy with the metal arms." It's like,
It is my curse.
he's like sort of, he like turns and is like talk. You can hear him like sort of under his breath talking to Eliza, and he's like, "I forgot that one of them had metal arms." I came in real hot and confident, and then I was like, "Yeah, no armor. I've got the upper hand." He does have metal knuckles. Starts psyching himself up.
Oh.
Yeah. So take a second
Yeah.
to look at these.
All right. Yeah, Keitha's probably gonna give. God damn it. Koramov, she's probably gonna be like, "I wish you the best of luck on this.
Thank you.
May the goddesses watch over. May the goddess watch over you."
This is interesting.
I've always wanted to use the dual rules.
No, this looks interesting.
Oh, did I accidentally put? No, I didn't put the because there's also spellcasting duels, but they have different actions and reactions. So yeah, so for the most part, do you guys want a map, or are you gonna mostly just be doing punches?
I think this would be fine for Theater of the Mind,
Yeah, okay.
but that's
Like,
just me.
Because
I'm
sort of
not
just
in.
imagine
Might be
like
cool for the audience, but just give them a visual. But
Yeah.
I do have. Oh, I'm getting stuck. I do have a ship map.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can slap you guys on if it works. This has been real spotty since the last update to Roll20. Yay!
Yay.
Okay, So you
Cool.
guys are on the deck, which is the lower of
All right.
the very bottom
Yeah.
one there. So they were trying to put you guys in one of those little ships and be like, row to your heart's content. We're gonna keep your man.
Oh, that's inside something. So this is probably on deck.
The very bottom one is the top deck. That's the
Yeah.
lower deck where everyone sleeps.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
then and then the one with all the crates is the hold. There is not a representation of the bilge. Probably there's a trap door that goes down there. Yeah. So everyone squares up. Oh man, I know I had a guy for this. Where did he go?
Probably making our viewers sick with the way I'm moving the map around.
It's- They love it. It feels like the sea.
Yeah.
Oh, all my stuff from Extinction Curse is also like bogging down the guys I had ready for this.
Okay. There we go. You have the key.
Yeah, I gave you the key.
Okay, so we'll just use Bandit 1 here as the representation for Eli. So Eli, he's like fully taking his shirt, and he's mostly shirtless all the time, sort of like
Yeah.
the
That's
hard
fair.
tan skin, the like light red curly haired. He like ties it back, in a way that's like a little overly sultry. He like throws it over his shoulder and is like leaning a little far back so his like abs are in the sun. He looks like he knows what he's doing, and he is the one that offered up to to like fight. All right, so everyone sort of circles up, and the Eliza is sort of like, all right, so turn set, unconscious, cry off. Or the winner is the person who knocks the other one unconscious, or somebody quits
Yields.
out, which I yield. That's the word. Thank
Yield
you.
is the word.
So she says like, I no, she says I am overly biased. So Anton is going to be the judge for our guy. Keep making sure your guy is being honest. Who are you gonna put for your guy, or for who's the second judge?
Probably Katha.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking too.
Yeah. So Anton comes up and like shakes your hand, and then Eli goes to shake Komarov's hand and be like, "Deal set."
Aye. And he shakes his
Okay.
head.
All right. Perfect. So we're gonna roll initiative. What are you? Or I don't think you need to tell me what you're rolling. In fact, I think it's better if I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I
you
don't know.
don't see it.
I'm pretty good at being objective though, so I'm not trying to screw you over. But if it was like player versus player, that would be a way to accomplish that.
And then, like, I set him up as my hunt prey. So
Yeah, because you can do that outside of
Yeah,
outside
so-
of combat, and that's not anything overt. That's just you really looking at him. Do you
Yep.
learn information when you do that, or only like during action?
I don't. There's like ranger feats, like they're like monster hunter, where I get recall knowledge, but he didn't take any of those. So it just makes the Komarov. It just makes him a little bit harder to hit, and he gets his bonuses to deception and intimidate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll roll initiative here.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
Mm,
Thanks, Roll20.
So you're trying to be sneaky, and Eli's like, elves are not as tall as most humans, but you're still short. He is like looming over you, and like he's sort of a slight guy, but the second you see him like put his knuckles up, you can see like hard muscle. He goes first, fully with a 27.
Yep. I'm not going to reroll it because looking at the system, I just have to roll it. I can roll bad for initiative and it's still okay.
Yeah, it's just 2 people as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he is going to use the bullying press reaction first with his first strike. What's your AC that he's trying to hit?
15.
15. Okay. I'm actually going to look at something as an adjustment. That definitely hits. It's not a crit. All right. So he does a full 9 non-lethal damage to you on the first strike. And what did you roll for initiative?
6.
I rolled
The skill?
deception.
Oh,
Deception. Okay.
sorry.
So he hits you right in the face, like kind of aiming down, and you are now frightened 1
Yeah. Okay,
because
9
he used
damage.
in.
Okay.
Yeah, he hits hard.
Right. 1. Okay.
2. He gets a 17
Yeah,
for the
that's a
second
hit.
one. So that one does 5. And then he comes in for the third one, and this time he swings with his other arm, and he's putting a lot into this one. He's using a special action, but it has the worst bonus. So that is a 15 total.
That'll hit.
I rolled really well. That one will hit. Okay, so that one he does 14 non-lethal damage. So he basically gets you with 2 hard jabs, and then the last strike is this crazy haymaker that comes down and gets you. Okay, now it is your turn.
Did that.
Oh, wait.
Actually, I'm gonna make him re-roll the last one.
Okay.
That's part of my deception ability. So they have to re-roll, take the
Lower?
lower, or
Okay.
no, they just have to re-roll and take the second result.
Okay.
Okay,
If
perfect.
they rolled intimidation, they both take a penalty, but he didn't. So.
No, he rolled intimidation.
Oh, okay.
So he takes a
intimidation
-2.
-2.
So he re-rolls again -2.
Yeah.
Miss.
Okay.
Yeah, so he hits you 2 times, and like, he's strong. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Also, you get the sense like or K-Thought, make a perception check for me.
Okay. Good old roll 20, and you're an unperceptive lizard, even with your bonuses, cause you know.
Yeah. K-Thought, I think this is not a crazy thing.
Hold
You
on.
don't get
I
this.
gotta look at something,
Okay.
cause I think I keep forgetting that. Oh no. I keep thinking I'm supposed to be an expert because old cleric were expert in perception.
Oh yeah.
But they changed it. I'm only trained. That is correct. So.
All right. Well, you don't see anything underhanded. The only thing I was going to say is you don't get the sense that this guy's like a monk or anything. Like, you're looking at his stance, and this is the most straight up and down, like just ship boxing. Like,
Yeah,
this is just what sailors do for fun.
he's a boxer.
Yeah, he just puts the whole everything into this last hit, and Komarov ducks it, and basically you see that gets like a big damage bonus because it has like the least if accuracy in it. Is he's just putting like, basically he's trying to bring his whole elbow down on top of Komarov's head, and he ducks it. All right, so it is Komarov's turn.
And so we're going to try and demoralize him, of course.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll just give him the old one too. Do anything fancy.
Evil dice.
You're not wrong. They are evil dice.
Have you applied? What does your hunt prey do? It makes you harder to hit, not them easier to hit, right?
Right. None of the hunt praise add any bonuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's flurry reduces a penalty, but
Right.
Yeah.
there's
none
no
of them
bonuses added.
All right. So those both do hit. The first one's very close to being a crit, and you miss out on it just a little bit. If the intimidation had gone through, that would have been a crit, and it would have been really big.
Yeah.
All right. So you get him twice. Go ahead and do initiative again.
And let me see what we're going to do this time.
Is
Let's instead.
All right. You go first in this round.
And I rolled perception this time. Let's see, perception gives me that reaction. So he'll be flat-footed to the first attack.
Off guard.
Guard, yeah.
Technically. Off
Off-footed.
guard. Off-footed. There we go.
Let's see. So let's try and demoralize him again.
That one does do it.
Okay, so he's frightened
So-
one and off guard.
So the first one, that means you only need a 12 to hit him. Is he off guard the whole round?
No, just for
Just the first one.
triggering attack. So
Okay.
just the first one.
All right. So those both hit.
Okay. Unless he used deception and then they would be off-footed until the start of their next turn.
No, he's still using intimidation.
Okay.
He's not a liar. He is as upfront as he can be.
Yeah.
All right. So you hit him off guard in the first one. What does it look like? Is Komarov someone who is used to fist fighting? Is a question I want to ask, because this guy looks like he's very confident. He's got like all the muscles. He, like, when they're having a slow day and there's bad winds, they'll sometimes just hit each other or fight people from other ships for money when you're on shore leave. Does Komarov know how to throw a punch, or are you just swinging your metal arms?
So it's a cultural thing for orcs. They use punches for a lot of festivals and stuff. One of which is you can get a boon from your tribal leader. So, which is just a giant brawl between everyone in the tribe.
Is it a free for all, or is it like a tournament?
It's a free for all. So, like, from an early age, every orc learns the sacred art of punching.
Of pugilism.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you even you and the other orc, I'd forgotten this, but like you've
Shared
fully
punches.
established this. So yeah, you've fully established this so early. You and Lyaksandre have both hit each other in a way that you found significant, and you and Anton have both hit each other in a way that was like commiserating and like learning about each other. So you get him real hard. You're confident. I think this is like you're now feeling like really knowing your arms?
Mhm.
Are you thinking about your arms, or are you just focused on the task?
Like, he's mostly focused on the task, but like the thing he hasn't expressed that he hates about his arms is there's no feeling. So, like, a big part of um, fighting in orcish culture is knowing how much you're doing and controlling how much damage you do. And when you can't feel how hard you're hitting someone, when you can't feel how hard they've hit you in return, like when a fist hits each other, like it's frustrating because it can be dangerous without Komarov knowing. Like
Yeah,
he knows all the motions for punching and fighting, but he hasn't known necessarily when he's gone too far beyond like visual cues.
yeah, feeling it in like your shoulder or your not tricep, the other one, um,
Mhm.
is
There's no
different than
fatigue
feeling
in
it
the
in your,
knuckles.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that is like the exhilaration of fighting that he just doesn't get anymore
Mhm.
because he can't feel it in his arms.
Yeah, yeah. So you get him twice real well. He seems so you just normal intimidated him, which means he's frightened till the end of his turn. That's correct?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just so that I have my numbers right, I make sure that's not like a duelist thing. Okay, so he is going to attempt to use bullying press on you again on this first strike, which is a 20 to hit.
No.
It is 8 non-lethal damage, and you are frightened 1.
Yeah.
Or actually, you use perception, which means you are now frightened 2.
Yeah.
And
All right.
then he is going to. He doesn't have any like crazy stuff, right? No, all of his special abilities are about like ship battles, except for the boxing one. So he's going to throw that second punch. Only hits a 9 with that one.
That will miss.
And then the third one, which is this crazy haymaker, he needs to roll really well, but if it hits hard. Not anything on that one. So he gets you that one time real good, and then he's just a little off his game after you. What did you do to intimidate him? That's all past and gone now. But I want to know what you did. Like, was it a yell? Was it a look? Was it like clanging your arms together?
I imagine it's clanging the arms together and you just hear like almost bell-like sound reverberate across.
Yeah, yeah. And that like sort of rattles him. He can feel it in his teeth.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll initiative 1 another time. I said
One more time, but you're like,
one more
don't,
time
don't tell
after
him.
this.
Don't tell him. Let's see. What should we do?
I think Komarov's just trained in more stuff than this guy is.
For the duel, he can use all of them.
Yeah, he just doesn't get access to the reaction if he's not trained in it.
Hmm.
Um, okay, cool. So he's got so he loses the frightened condition. So that means he's got a 22.
All right,
So he
so
goes first this time.
yeah.
So this time he didn't roll intimidation. This time he rolled perception. So he's gonna try sense weakness. What did you roll for? You rolled deception.
I rolled
Okay, so
deception.
you are that was
So
I wasn't
flat
even
foot
looking.
for this until start my next turn.
Okay. So first hit is 24 to hit.
Yeah. All right. Uh, really easy to hit right now, so that'll be a crit. So I'll make him reroll it.
Okay. Still hits, but probably not a crit. This one is a 17.
Yeah, that'll be a hit.
Okay, perfect. So he gets 7 non-lethal damage out on you on this one.
Okay.
Coming in for the second one, which is a natural 4, which makes it
AC's pretty low, so give me totals. It's only an 11 to hit me right now.
Oh wow. Okay, so that makes this third one a lot more dangerous.
It does.
And he gets a 15 on that one. So that is 8, 9, 14 non-lethal damage for that last one. All right, now it is your turn.
Yeah.
So he didn't take the penalty because he didn't use intimidation.
Oh, this frightened is gone. It's gonna be hard. I can only try. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I got their plan, so I'm gonna try and intimidate him.
Oof.
That doesn't do it.
Okay. You can see me swaying. So do that.
Hit. Hit.
That's it.
All right, so he takes another 14. He also doesn't look that good. How many hit points do you have?
I got 7 left. I have 50.
He only has 5.
So initiative is gonna matter.
So initiative is going to be big this round.
I love it.
So you can see him like just bruises all over his thighs and like the stomach just because of the height difference. He looks thick to his stomach, but he like sort of leans in on this last one. All right. For some deception. He got a 19 intimidation.
Oh. Okay. Well, I regained 1 more AC, so
Natural
we'll
natural
see.
1.
Oh yeah.
Natural 1 on the first attack. Is your AC regular right now?
No, it's 14 right now.
14?
Depending what did he roll?
He rolled intimidation.
Okay.
He missed. You don't get frightened because he misses the first attack.
Mm-hmm.
So critical fail. That is, you said it was 14?
Yeah.
He gets a 13.
Ooh.
Okay. So he needs with a -2 on this last one. That one is a 9.
Ooh.
So he misses all 3 times with a critical fail in the first one. He is flagging so hard. You can tell there's still power behind like him punching, but like he's just sort of like this. I think the ship pitches one time, and like normally not even a consideration for him. But like this one, he just sort of doesn't catch it, and he like pitches to one side, swinging over your head. It is your turn.
I've never actually fainted before, so I'm just looking at it real quick.
I love fainting. I think fainting is great.
I usually don't make deceptive characters, so
Yo, you should have been fainting this whole time.
well, like I was better at intimidate, and with frightened too, I'm bigger, and that's why. But it's the last thing. We'll try it. Like that should be all right. We can't apparently share temporary modifiers, so that will be actual intimidate value or in deception value. So we're gonna try and feint him.
This is against perception.
This is perception DC. Yeah.
Okay, so that one doesn't do it against his perception because it's a 10.
We're gonna save it for the save the hero point for the actual attack. So
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
7's not great.
no
Full
All right.
miss.
hero point
Hero
with
point.
my husband.
Saved my husband.
Yeah,
no!
same 7.
7.
Mm.
Oh no!
Oh
There's
my
nothing
God.
left. Curse, you roll 20 and your love of telling.
Fourth round of the duel. Neither of you hit each other at all.
No. We're swaying.
Oh my gosh, really?
This is swaying, looking bad. Okay, I'm gonna roll this one so you guys can see it. He still intimidation. He gets an 11.
Oh.
22. You go first.
Come on, Komarov.
All right.
Komarov.
You can do it.
Names
So
have
we
become
can-
one name.
Komarov.
Do it for your tribe.
I should have married Korumo. It would make a lot more sense. Anyway, so try and think.
Oh, wow.
That does it. He's off guard.
Okay, so we just have to hit 1.
There you go.
That knocks him out. What does this last punch look? You both just went through a round of just swinging at each other, missing, not connecting. Last hit, what does it look like?
So I imagine it as like what is it called? The Shoryuken, but it's
Okay.
rising orc in Orcish,
Yeah.
because that's how we have to hit tall people. And he kind of lands back.
Yeah, so he full like up, arcs onto the ground, hits the deck.
And then I turn around and go, "Oh, good heaven!"
The captain walks up to Katha, hand out, says, "Fair play. Let's get rolling." Or not rolling.
Agreed.
Rolling.
I heard rolling, not rowing.
Yeah, I did say rolling.
Katha
I mean,
extends
both
her
work.
own hand and says, agreed.
Alright.
Bring
So
us to
they're-
port, Captain.
I will wake him up with a little water.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He sits up, and he was like, "You're hard to hit."
You
just
were
straight
a
out.
good fighter. It was an excellent match.
He full like puts his arm around you, but it's really awkward because he's just like 3 feet tall, two and a half feet taller than you. So he's like, "I'm gonna go lay down."
Good.
And then he says, "As far as I'm concerned, you're all crew now." And they leave. So you play by their rules and you win. And they're like, "Let's get going." So did I hear Anthony's voice?
Yes,
Yes.
he is back.
He came in for the duel.
All right.
I
So-
literally sat down as they were windmilling each other.
Yeah. They windmill each other for a full round. No connection.
It was funny.
All right. So, I would love to take like 5.
Yeah.
Go to the
No, it's a
bathroom.
good
Yeah.
time for
I'm sorry that
5-minute
Anthony
break.
came in for the bathroom break.
Oh, that's fine. It gives everybody time to kind of tell me what happened.
Yeah.
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 It looks like
I'll be-
Cormo fought for captaincy. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
No, we'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take a 5-minute break. So at 2:20, 2:21, be back. See everybody then. We're back with Majia.
All right, Koromo, you snuck behind the captain during the fight. What is your goal? Okay,
We were getting
So
off the ship. There was
On
no
my
question
end,
we were getting off the ship.
So you situated yourself behind the captain just in case things went bad. And
That's the thing. No, we were getting off the ship, but it was either going to be with or without a rowboat. That's the problem.
yeah. So you situate yourself behind the captain while the crew is sort of like circled up and like
Yeah, we're all
look-
paying
wa-
attention to
watching-
the duel.
watching the duel, and it at the very last second. I think there was a moment where Koromo would have was just about thinking like how drastic does it get right at the final sure you can uppercut. knock it in
Yeah,
the back.
Korumu probably had his short sword or dagger, whatever. He probably had it out at that point and was like
Yeah.
just about ready to put it into the small of her back.
Yeah. But it swings forward. Everyone shakes hands, and Eli, the bosun, having been bested in a fight, a fair fist fight, says that you're all good in his book, and they'll just deal with fate now. Ship does still need to run though, so everyone go ahead and give me what you're doing to help out, because there are again only 10 people plus you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably
So
still
pre-
medicine. Do they? They probably still need medicine. Okay.
Yeah, no, they need some ongoing care. So previously we'd been looking for 15s, but because the crew is halved, we're looking for 17s. So medicine, you do good. Komarov, you're tired. Dude hits hard. And this time Koromo can help.
Yay.
And he
You're,
does.
Yeah, perfect.
It's a very low chance. Could I use surveying lore at a possible lower DC to help navigate?
To help
Or
navigate.
do
So,
they need physical? Because I'm fine either way.
Think we
They-
need physical. We know the port's probably in sight.
All right, so I'm
yeah,
gonna help
they have
hold the rudder
they have
straight so that we can make it.
yeah, the ship received
Yeah,
fantastic.
First roll of the session. Good job, me.
Fantastic. If only you had
Oh, jeez.
Fred now cannot hear us.
Reload Discord if you can. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's also possible because.
Oh, there he is.
There you go. And then for I think the only person we're missing is Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We're doing good, bud.
Yeah. Trying to decide what I want to try.
So Cormo's first day out of the cage, he is up in the sails with the ropes.
To be
Tying
fair, I
knots.
think he may have a little more knowledge about this than the rest of us because he
Oh,
is
he's super
kind of a
nice.
pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll keep working on fixing up the ship.
Oh yeah, they need so much
That's what
crafting.
I do.
Lyaksandre will attempt to aid you in that. You pass, and he gives you a +1. You pass normally. So you guys sail, having added this a whole day and a half because of this just out of nowhere crazy storm that killed 8 people on the ship.
They were not necessarily killed. They were lost.
They are lost. You're correct.
Some
So,
of them
you guys
might
don't-
make it to shore.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys help the best you can. Lyaksandre comes up to Komarov at the end of the day. Everyone's sort of just working, and is like, just very like, thank you so much for making it. I don't think I like being on a ship very much. Like, and also, the idea that my choices are not my own for an amount of time also felt very uncomfortable. So thank you for putting your whole. I saw how hard you were put yourself into that. So thank you so much.
Hmm. Of course.
Husbands? He's just
Yes.
like really. He's only known you guys. You've only been like orc married for like a week, and he's only
Wow.
known for 4 days.
It's like,
Yeah.
how long do orcs live? 1 week. How long have you been down here? 1 week.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I'll guide him gently. Be like, yes,
You're
I
breaking up
appreciate
badly.
it. Me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm sorry. I have it up. Anyway, so bump and guide him, and
Yeah, we
Right.
lost it after guide him.
Yeah, you're still breaking up a little bit. I don't know what's up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
wanna
whatever
switch to
got
push to
Fred.
talk?
I don't think that does anything.
No, push to talk means you push and hold it, and the
I
mic stays on.
know. I'm saying I don't think it does anything.
Oh, okay.
It's a problem I've had with this Amazon built microphone for a long time. People
That's
couldn't
fair.
hear. It's not been great quality.
That's fair.
I'll just lean into it. Yes.
You
Yes.
just gotta
I'm
get
like
full
caressing
ASMR.
it an inch from my head. Hello.
That's why I have a headset.
I have a headset, but the microphone doesn't work. So, it's a long list of things.
Multiple problems.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll guide him into fist bumping.
Yeah,
Not... And
that
say, of course, anything for my husband.
yeah. So you guys have quiet night. Is Kathos still doing? So you're doing medicine for the whole crew, which means Koromo is on his own.
Unless Lyaksandre is going to help with that. If not, I will fatigue myself and give him a medicine.
Lyaksandre can roll for that. So that is a normal +1 to whatever Koromo rolls.
Okay.
And he's in stage 1 right now.
Yes, he is in stage 1.
Oh, you don't roll medicine.
Yeah, no. That's us to help you with your fort. I mean, unless you want to let him keep the roll of 14.
You can keep it. What's your?
Yeah, keep the roll of 14, and what's your fort save?
It looks like it's 5, which is
so
more.
19.
So 19,
So-
20.
With Lyaksandre's help, you do pass. So you are
Yay.
back to stage 0.5.
He is 2.5 finally. That's the best
Yeah.
we've gotten him so far.
Yeah.
I thought he's back down to 1 now.
No, he's down to 0.5. He actually
Yeah, I think-
succeeded down to 1.
Yeah, I thought he had been back down to 1. So he's been dancing between 2 and 1, and
1
he had
and
that
2.
really scared 1 and
Yep,
2.
third success. He is keeping
yeah.
track. I figured he's keeping track better than we are.
So now, you need one more one more success puts you at to potentially clear. As you guys get close to where you're going in the first place. So you
We
feel
had
a little
additional
better.
things we wanted to do there.
No, yeah, like totally. Because you're also looking for the Iron Prow, and they will absolutely do more business in a city that has a little more lax regulations than Minralthen would with a ship full of aggressive brawl. um,
Yeah.
so you guys continue on. The 8th day starts. You know you'll be at Zanqualtch at the end of this day. So anyone want to do anything specific, or are we just gonna keep helping the ship and get out of there?
I mean, I want to keep helping the ship, and we can get off.
Yeah. All right, so let's get those checks from everyone.
Nope, wrong button.
Oh. Tivin tries to do magic, and he is like, I'm not that guy, and I never have been.
I saw the A and
Why-
my brain went, that's got to be the right one. It was.
Why
it was.
did I? Tivin's standing there waving his hands around. And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oof.
So everyone else has to wait. Oh yeah, Tivin got his own roll. So let's get Magnus on the board, and we'll see what's up. But yeah, it does appear 3 passes is enough, but Magnus can help. So the ship keeps rolling. Day goes by, sun goes down. You can see the harbor and like the whole big city in the plains down there at the south side of the steppe at this what do you call that little land bridge thing?
A land bridge?
Is there not a more specific
An inlet?
name? An inlet?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
He
Explain it
means
again.
the actual land bridge itself.
Oh, here, yeah. I'll get you guys on the map because Zanqualtch is
Isthmus.
between two.
It's not an isthmus because that's actually surrounded. No,
Oh.
it's a land bridge. That's the term.
Isthmus
Oh,
is
okay.
a narrow piece of land connecting two larger areas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think Casey was right and didn't realize it, or whoever wrote Ismith.
That's Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to be able to access my maps. I'm gonna have to figure this out.
Oh yeah, it is an isthmus.
Yeah, the only one I know of is the one in France that connects St. Michael's castle to the rest of France, but only in a little.
Yeah, it's this area right here. That is an isthmus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zanqualtch, I think, is right there.
Yeah.
In a million
Okay.
years, it'll break away. It'll be its own continent, but that's all that's left. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's size, because I see straight land bridge. So
See, I was
I
thinking
mean-
it
straight.
might be big.
Panama is an isthmus.
Yes.
So, size, not really. I think it's just they're interchangeable terms. They mean the same thing.
They probably are just synonymous. But you come down, you can see it as the sun is sort of coming down. You see this sprawling sort of like city with like a not like super tall. Like I feel like Minralthen has like a lot of like 4-story buildings. This place doesn't have as many like tall buildings, but you do see a few peaks coming up. But mostly you see ships on the harbor. Just as much as Minralthen has plenty of like stuff going on, this place is busy, and you see people flying like so many different flags. You coming in at night though, so it's not quite as busy as maybe it would have been in the morning. What were you saying, Anthony?
Are they letting us dock at night?
Probably not.
Oh, totally. They do business. They've gotten into
Okay.
business. It's not quite like it's not midnight. It's just sort of like the sun is going
Oh,
down.
sunset. So yeah, they
Oh, yeah,
probably
You're
dock
going
us.
in-
If there's room to dock, they'll let us dock. That would be the question.
That's the problem. Yeah,
If
the
there's room,
question of
yes.
room.
Should we roll? Percentage?
Yeah, go ahead and Yeah, go ahead and roll me another
Sure.
d20. Under 5, no room. Oh,
You said under.
that is 5. There is one
There
dock,
is one berth.
one berth that you pull into, and this this Varst with sort of like a tall hat, holding like a book, pulls you in and is looking at the captain. And she comes down and they start doing like business. It looks like that 10 gold you gave her was like totally necessary. This guy's like tired. His shift is ending. And she's like, just fill the paperwork out yourself. We're done. We've gone through some bullshit, dude. So she smooths things over and you guys can disembark finally from the longest voyage. I think, Keitha, have you been like, did you take a ship to Minralthen, or did you
yes,
take or did
I
you
took a ship. So I was probably here last time for 2 or 3 days to get everything I needed and get a ship. So I am heading back to whatever inn I was at last time. Probably not even thinking about my non-Varst companions.
Yeah, Zanqualtch, so you guys all come out and it is a lot hotter here than in Minralthen. Like it was like summer it's like the end of summer in Minralthen, and here it's like you're just on the very edge of what, like looking south you can see the jungle, and this is transitioning from the like grasslands of the steppe into like sort of like more trees on the coast here, but like still a lot of like flat ground on the land bridge where the city is situated itself. But you can feel the humidity from the jungle, and people are dressed for that. A lot of like more flowy things, and like just people not wearing a shirt. A lot of like woven materials and like less like heavy hides than you would get like in the Brawl mountain areas or anything like that. So you come in and it's like people are winding down for the day, but Zanqualtch is you see a lot more Varst than like you've probably ever seen, except for of course Keitha. But there are like plenty of humans and like lots of elves on the actual harbor, halflings rolling around, probably less so. But like this is a more diverse place than Minralthen would have been.
There's probably even an occasional orc.
Oh yeah, totally. Like they would probably be actually the second most populous, just from having come down.
Yeah, just from
like
geography. That's the word.
Yeah, the geography of it is they're just right there. They're coming into town and like doing stuff. So you see like people taking down their stands in the bazaar, and like some people are like hoping they get some business later in the day. So what kind of inn would you say Keitha would have stayed at previously?
It would have been one that it's probably a common, but not thinking about it, that it's unlikely that they speak anything other than Varst.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like they might speak enough Elven trade to communicate with people, but not a lot.
Yeah. And was it like so not a full inn, sort of like there's like 12 beds in a room kind of situation, like a...
Yeah, probably more of a bunkhouse.
Yeah. So something I don't like the drained lizard. That makes me feel uncomfortable for some reason.
No, it would not be called that. It would have something like the jungle canopy or something more like that.
We pass by and I'm like, what's that? And you're like, ignore it.
Yes, very literally pass by it and no, do not go in there.
There is the drained lizard inn, and
that is an elven inn. You don't want to stay there.
It is curtains pulled, people waving at you from the from the front. Yeah, we're gonna call it. It sounds better in the Varst language, but it translates to just France bedhouse. Just cheap beds, place to and
Yeah,
like a
place to
sink to put your
sleep.
shit in.
Yeah, lockable box.
Yeah.
They give you the key to
Yeah,
your
like
box.
that's what it is. They give you the beds. Not and it's like what is the oh, my phone is charging, that's why I don't have it. So
And I
Cormo, you're
mean,
feeling okay.
yeah, Katha is probably ordering food for everyone. She very
Just
much like, this is really good. You'll like this.
Mm-hmm.
And
what
is actively
describe
trying to get like, well, it would probably be more smoked meats. So not raw, but not cooked. It would be like smoked and preserved in that way.
Salted fish, salted pork,
Salted,
smoked fish,
yeah.
smoked pork.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
some tartar, but that'd be like a delicacy.
Yeah, but probably like looking at it, oh, this is one of the plain striders. They're very delicate meat. They're very good. And basically, like, that's a
in your mouth.
gallimimus. That's what I would think they'd call it, as a plain strider, and it's just a
Just reminded
gallimimus.
me I have prosciutto in my fridge. I was like, that's a
Mm,
very delicate meat. I was like, oh, like prosciutto and mozzarella. I have that.
yeah. So, yeah, but it's like they have probably different flavors of dinosaur meat here.
Well, and also different spices because
Oh, yeah.
capsaicin lizards can't deal with.
Yep.
Mhm.
So they'd probably have things like hibiscus and
Oh yeah, like lavender flavors and
lavender,
rose.
yeah, roses,
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's like
sage.
rich meat, floral,
Yep,
uh,
very much.
like accentuated by florals.
Yeah, oils and
Go ahead and give me. So it's pretty late in the day. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy or society to see. Like you can of course get anything, but like it's basically just going to be like a matter of like negotiating with someone that's like getting ready to close up shop.
Oh.
All right. So you basically find the equivalent of uh like the one hot dog place that's open at midnight in New York, where it's like
Fair.
it's good, but it's not complex.
No, it's just skewered meat.
Yeah,
Skewered
you get like
roasted meat.
kebabs. Yeah,
Yeah, kebab's a good word for it.
yeah, you get kebabs, and it's just meat that people are not that familiar with, and like seasonings that are just vastly different from what everyone's familiar with. Komarov, have you ever been to Zanqualtch?
No.
I don't think anyone else would have been.
No.
no, not even
Okay.
close.
Karumo might have.
Maybe, yeah. How traveled is Karumo as far as I was under the impression Karumo being blown off course and getting all the way to Minralthen was like notable in its distance.
Oh yeah, cause
But I guess that is like a full week out.
yeah.
So this is a new
I
experience
guess
for
no.
everyone. Yeah, I'm just gonna say probably a no. The downside to getting here so late is that getting help will also have to wait until the morning. Cormoro is bad, trying to steal from everyone and doing a really bad job of it. What is that for?
Yeah, kind of. Tell us what you're doing before you just hit skills, please.
Yeah,
Oh, looking for the Thieves Guild?
Ah,
you start asking
that'd be
questions
society.
and
Yeah.
Or
you
yeah.
just
Well, no, it would be
thievery can work
thievery
for
would
that.
work for that. Underworld would work for that.
I would say I can help kind
Oh, that makes
of
sense. Yeah.
they're out.
Magnus is like, I have read about these guilds.
But not
Magnus,
around here.
Magnus, you
yeah.
can't find anyone that speaks trade. It's late at night, and you get a lot of like just
Oh, Keith
growling
is
and
taking
muttering.
you to sleeping accommodations.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Oh yeah, I think
it's a
free
bed and
sleeping
a
accommodations.
trunk, but it is accommodations, and I mean it's comfortable.
Yeah, Keitha's been here before,
I
and
just
you
need
guys
a
get
place
like
to lay my shield.
you guys get
That's
just
what
like
it
a
is.
hostel room. You did lock him in a cage for like a long time.
What's not to trust?
It was for your own good.
I lied to you exactly.
He lied to you exactly the same way he lies to everybody else.
He lies to himself.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, you can do what you want. It's Keitha has been here. She's not going to argue with you. She'll just say, "Meet us here in the morning," and probably points at one of the few large buildings.
Your character. Live your life.
Yeah.
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 So just a bed and the trunk is going to be a silver for the night.
Yeah.
And you have access. You have access to the trunk until like 10 a.m. the next day.
I have a horse to take care of. How
You
much
do.
more is that?
There's
Stabling is going to
stables
be
nearby.
Yeah, stabling is going to be 2 copper.
No, there
They're
is no
super
halfling
not.
consulate.
There super isn't. There are halflings, but they are not that organized. They are sailors mostly.
You could find a halfling inn, but
Mhm.
probably not a consulate. Consulates aren't really a big thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest thing to a consulate I think we've discovered is just the council being nice to Tiven in Minralpin.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were just comfortable with a foreign agent coming in and looking at their town and like talking about politics. All right. Go ahead and make a society check for me, Fred. Or diplomacy. Yeah, you do find a halfling that is like, oh yeah, I know. This is where this one's owned by a halfling, and like all the sailors come and stay here. Yours is going to be similar. Do you want a full room to yourself where you can lock the door, or are you comfortable with just some bed space? Or will you, or you could also probably just sleep on the floor somewhere. It depends on how much you want to throw some money around.
So he's getting slightly worse accommodations than us.
Yeah. Yeah, so just some floor space is just 3 copper. They'll let you sleep somewhere. It's like, as soon as business for like the rest of the place is done, like they'll like get like you can put your pack there. Just 3 copper for us to lock the door. No trunk. Keep that.
With my bird.
The bird is another 2 copper, so 5 copper. And then the innkeeper is like, make sure it's quiet. I just don't want to deal with people complaining about a bird, man. Man. He's tired. So Cormo's looking at 5 copper. Everyone else is looking at a silver. And stabling for a horse is 2 copper.
All right. I got
We're
that.
going crunchy on this one. Yeah. So because Cormo is going somewhere else where people don't know he's sick, he has no help. The night goes by. Cormo, we're going to need that fortitude save. 23 is a pass.
Yay.
I think I
what-
know one of the symptoms of this disease. Keep sucking all of our good rolls away.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I believe that's now successful. 4 successes. So
Yeah.
if he was at
4 brings
0.5,
him.
he is at 0. Stage 0.
Yeah. Now you come up and you feel pretty good.
How does the bird feel? No, I'm kidding. No.
The bird is sick as fuck. He's wearing sunglasses.
Oh, Jesus, I just got that.
the,
He's
the
feeling
bird has
fly.
the bird skateboards away. Tries to do a kickflip, falls down, flies
Oh,
away in shame. Komarov, now you feel fine. It took you 9 days, but you finally pass your affliction. It is possible. It is not always a death sentence. You got so much help, though. All right. So you guys meet back up in the morning, I'm assuming, unless someone wants to like go off and do anything crazy.
I think the only thing is I got a cage I need to sell. I don't need it anymore.
yeah.
You want to sell a broken cage?
It's damaged, not broken.
A damaged cage, yes.
Mhm.
It
All
has
right.
been
Yeah, yeah.
used.
I think Magnus and I could probably fix it.
If you guys want to take the day to fix it to make to get like a better value back
I
on
mean,
it,
I'm going to
you can
make
do that.
sure I go to where I told Koromu to meet.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
told him to meet me there. I'm going to be there.
And yeah, I'm just like, we don't need it anymore. And I'm not too broken up about it. It's expensive.
I mean,
Breaking
it
up.
gives me
That's
something to
I
fine.
do.
hear ya.
I gotta polish my stonework anyways. Magnus, you want me to try to aid? Because I know that your crafting's way higher than mine.
Yeah,
To-
let's do that.
Alright. Where's it? There it is. Oh, one off.
That's a failure to aid.
Magnus, Tivin's like kind of helping, but I think Tivin gets distracted just by doing your like maintenance. Like you just haven't done it for 8 days, so you just have so much to catch up on.
Yeah. I'm like, what
Alright,
do you mean
but
metal's not just better stone? No.
yeah, no, you're just not that You're like, what is this? Magnus, you go to fixing it. It's gonna take you all day because the hinges are like totally fucked. It's been in like the salty air and like got covered in salt water for at least that day where there was a storm. Sorry. But yeah, you spend the better part of the day fixing this cage. What did you pay for the cage again? Because I know we scaled it up from the bird cage.
Yeah,
Was
let
it
me go
5
check.
or something like
Thought it was 5 gold.
Let's see. The base cage is 5 silver.
Yeah, and then scaling it up, I think we did call it 5 gold.
Mhm.
So you could you can get it for after Magnus repairs it. You can get half back for it. If you want to try and get more for it, you'd have to do a diplomacy check or have someone else try to move it for you.
Nah, it's fine.
But this is a big enough city that you can move it. It would just be the next day after Magnus fixed it.
Mhm.
So Kathog goes to the place to meet Koromo. Does anyone else not go? Also, are you going to sell the horse and the cart?
No, I think we might need them.
Okay.
I think after that we'll probably walk or ride the way back, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We don't know where we're going.
Again.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going yet.
Yeah.
Is Komarov sentimental? Have you named the horse?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me go find a good horse name.
By a length.
His name is Martini.
We shall call him Sam. Sam or Bill. Bill the pony.
Bill the pony.
Trademark.
Good
Oh
job,
shit!
Ed.
Sorry.
Yeah, probably
Um,
that's why I didn't say anything.
Gleb.
Gleb. Gleb the horse. Gleb is also like looks harried from being on a ship for 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
Animals in boats are not always good.
Yep.
It's just so exhausted just laying in the thing. In its what you call it.
Hey, I'm surprised the thing didn't go nuts and try and jump off the ship during the storm.
I should have thought about it, but that's
We
past
should've.
us now.
Yep.
So I should have considered it. Because I remembered it for the recap. You bought a horse, but I forgot to encounter the horse during the ship. But that is okay. All right. So Magnus helping out. Magnus and Tiven are doing their repairs and stuff like that. What does Komarov do?
If they're going to work on the cage so I can get more, then let them. So I guess I'll go with Keitha.
Okay, so Keitha and Komarov go to the place, go to the meeting place for Kormo. Does Kormo show up? Or does Komarov leave and become an NPC? Okay. Kormo shows up, and Kormo is go ahead and Keitha. Lyaksandre will give you a help action here. Gives you a +2. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. To check him out.
21.
21. He's looking a lot better.
Okay. Well,
So
I'd
you're
like
not seeing
someone to double check him because I don't entirely trust myself, and I think there's spells, higher level spells, that can actually detect that. Or have those been removed because they hate us?
I think we should lead him with leeches.
Bleed him. I do think those spells. I do think there are still spells that can. I looked it up previously.
Let's see.
Because it used to be called diagnose, right?
I don't know.
I thought there was. Or is it detect?
I want to say it's a detect. Is it detect ailment?
Poison.
There isn't one for disease, it looks like.
There should be.
There should be. Detect. Oh, that says alignment, not ailment. My bad.
There's a poison and diseases in 5th edition?
We'll see about detect.
I'm
Like,
trying to find it.
Oh,
it's a first level spell in 5th edition.
I really thought I had, because I had gone through this earlier. I really thought I found something.
I'll check rituals because I haven't been looking.
Oh yeah, rituals is a good place to
is a
check.
different one.
Like, it could be that there isn't one because with the nature of diseases, they kind of want to be, you'll find out when it hits you type of thing. Or it could be, or they might want you to do a medicine check because they're usually long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the medicine check. So you think he looks fine, with the medicine check.
Uh-huh.
And you guys can absolutely still go seek out help. You do think that the discoloration of his skin, like he looks like he feels fine. You don't see anything untoward, except that he's still quite pale,
Mm-hmm.
but not in a clammy way. Like he just looks discolored. But otherwise, it looks totally fine.
Yeah, detect poison is a first rank spell, but
Yeah, I think they got rid of the
I
spell.
think they got rid of
don't-
detect disease because but we made medicine for it.
Well, like,
It's-
in searching, I don't think it was ever in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that
Mhm.
with second edition they decided because they gave us medicine we didn't deserve to have a spell to do it. Why would you want a spell to do that?
I
Because
mean,
it's nice to use spells?
I do want to say I have been reading about stuff about the immune system, and the way diseases work would be really hard to detect in magic, just based on what I have, the assumptions I have made about magic detecting things that are wrong or not supposed to be there. Most diseases are caused by your body. So it would be, it's not
Yeah, and
always,
that's
this
fair.
one is, this one specifically would be something detectable, but most diseases are problems you have with yourself, even if they were caused by something that made you sick initially.
Yeah, that's fine.
I
But
don't know that that's their logic, but it doesn't not make sense
I
to me.
mean, we could easily add a spell saying detect parasite.
Yeah.
Parasite, that would be one you could like delve into and try to create, because that is definitively something that you would be able to detect. Be like, that's a guy and it's not supposed to be in there.
That's something that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah. So Cormo walks away and doesn't know where he's going. Make a society check for me.
Or hospital.
Yeah. 14. Everyone sees
That's a
Cormo
stealth.
walk away.
There we go.
Cormo gets
yeah.
lost.
Yeah, Keith
Everyone is
is
so
like,
big.
no, hey,
So
come,
everyone's so big.
let's
Everyone's so
go.
scaly.
We're here to
It's the
talk to
wrong
them
kind of
about
hospital.
going to the temple. That's why I said meet here.
Yeah.
Because
So
we're going
right
into
now,
a forum to discuss this.
so how does the forum work? Because Kathah's been here before. Is it like
I
an
mean,
open
it's
room
just,
or is it lines?
it would be lines.
Lines of people waiting to
Lines of
talk to like
people.
an
They'd probably have
administrator.
an administrator saying, "What are you looking for?" And then they'll direct
Yeah.
us to the correct line.
Yeah. Right. So you go in looking for healing. Lots of people are looking for healing. There you got people that like have like slings. You got people
Yeah.
that have like burns. Dudes with like rashes that were obviously caused by like an allergic reaction to like a bug bite. Go ahead and give me roll a roll a d12. See how far back in line you are.
Okay.
Just for my amusement.
For your amusement, we're a
Okay.
ways
So
back.
your 10th back, it takes you like an hour just because some people are like asking a lot of questions. They seem a little confused about what's going on. So you guys wait in line for a long time. You finally get up to the front. Just this sort of like you can tell and this would be easy for Katha, but I think everyone else is like, you can tell how old this person is by how big they are. This is like a really old administrator whose like tail is like notched in a weird way, like it might have been injured at some point in time, and is like, what are you looking for? Just broken, bad trade speak.
I mean, I would be responding in Vars that we need to take this one, pointing towards Kuramo, to a temple. He was infected with a nasty parasite. We want to make sure it's gone. Or if it's
so,
not, that it can be removed.
Yeah, so they respond in, you're speaking to them in the Vars language. They respond in the Vars language like, oh, of course. If you would like to go to this line here, they'll have a list of clerics that have opted, that have basically have a shift, or like are offering charity for whatever reason. So they send you over to another. It's like another line that's just like a little shorter. Because you have something really specific you're looking for. And the next guy tells you you're looking for Kritok, and he is a cleric of Gethal. Oh, is there an R in there?
That's a good question. I'm like,
It's the deity of the dead.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull that up to look. Oh yeah, Getholf.
Yeah. And I think Kathon knows like where that is. I think that's pretty close to wherever their temple or shrine to. Oh shoot, Solandra. Sandreth, yeah. I know it's close. Would be just sort of like on the same side of the town. So you guys are directed there, and when you get there, it's sort of like a not as busy as some of the other places. Like there's open worship going on in some of these buildings. This one is not as extravagant as the other ones, but it is still like made of stone. Most of the buildings are made out of wood in this area. It takes you a long time to just sort of walk through crowded streets of people trading and yelling at each other and all that. You come in and there's like maybe 3 people in the building, and they're all wearing like the and I'll throw this to Casey. What is the sort of like dress of someone that is a priest or involved in the worship of Geatholf?
They would probably be in a grayish robe, kind of an ash-colored robe. It's probably the symbol is a scythe over a skull.
Like a little morbid, probably
a
not
little
popular
morbid
for those reasons.
Yeah.
And I think you see like symbols where it's like the skull is like it doesn't matter.
Let me change that. It's not
is.
a scythe. It's probably a wooden staff, a very plain wooden staff imposed over a skull.
And I think here it is like obviously like a Varst skull, but I think the skull depends on where they are.
Yes, very much.
So you come up to this guy, not as big as Katha, sort of like a plain coloration on his scales. No, you're like built. This guy's like slight, really plain coloration, like sort of not quite blending with the tones. Assuming that I think Kathod's is like, that guy's probably not that exciting as like a specimen, and I think that would just be like kind of hard for everyone else to tell. Because he's still bigger than everyone else.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's not colorful, it's like, is there something wrong with him?
Yeah, no, you kind of
So yeah, it's like if his throat isn't a little more colored, it's like, is he okay, or is he just
yeah,
old?
you get the impression that he's a little. It might be a little both. He's a little like sickly, um, and he greets you in like, "Welcome to the temple. Uh, what can I do for you here?" His accent is just fine. He just talks slow.
Yeah. Keitha will motion Kurumo forward. If he comes forward, great. If he doesn't, she will kind of drag him a little bit. But yeah, she motions him forward.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, this one was afflicted by a strange parasite, and we want to make sure that it is clear. Can you tell if he's afflicted or...
Of course. Now, so they told you where to go. I may have asked you this before. How does the forum does the forum operate on like civil service, or is there payment that happens?
The forum itself, just civil service. The priest, on the other hand, may require more of us, some form of payment.
Yeah,
Whether
some
favor
payment.
or... Well,
Yes,
if it's a
favor,
farce,
donation.
more likely a favor.
Yeah, so he says, I would be happy
Not a
to
donation,
do
a favor.
a proper examination. It, of course. He sizes you guys up. It's just the three of you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, 4.
and then
Lyaksandre.
Lyaksandre, of course. Lyaksandre,
There's
however,
4 of
doesn't
us.
look like it does not look like he would is exceptional.
Yeah, okay.
uh,
But I mean, yeah, he's probably looking at me, and
yeah.
a big female with the symbol of Solendrath. It's like, oh yeah, that one's a warrior priest.
Oh yeah, he knows your vibe immediately, and he's looking at like everything Komarov has going on, and like Kormo is a little more withdrawn, but like he's definitely got an edge to him.
Yeah.
And this guy's pretty perceptive. He looks at you guys and says, "Normally, we just ask for not a donation of money, but like they'll take like food or like repairs or like a trade of like things more than money for like this guy in the temple of Githel." He says, I would be happy to do the examination first if you would give me your word. And he's pointing at Kathok because you're the one with the holy symbol and the armor and the sword.
Mm-hmm.
He also like pauses for a long time looking at the sword, but he doesn't ask about it. He's looking at the sword and the armor as odd, but the
Yeah.
symbol like being prominent does like sort of assuade him. Also, your accent isn't like maybe you were raised far away. He's just sort of like, oh, that's not what I
No,
expect out of
yeah.
a champion. But he says one of our initiates is sort of. I haven't seen her in like just 2 days, and that's strange. We have not been able to reach her at her home.
Okay.
So,
So you would like
if
to
you could,
investigate at this?
yes, I'm busy here, and also I'm just not that good at that. I'm good at this. So if you would do some legwork for me and find my apprentice, the initiate,
Okay.
that I would be happy to trade that for the examination, and any care afterwards after the examination can be negotiated.
Okay.
This fair.
Keitha will pass that to Kurumo, since he seems to be the tracker, and she's like, well, this is what they're asking, and you're better at tracking than I am. Fred.
Does the
He's
bird just hang
thinking.
out on your shoulders?
I think it's too big for that.
It's like the same size
Yeah.
as Komarov.
Yeah, he rides the bird.
He's sort of sitting on its back.
It's just sitting. No, he rides the bird.
So yeah, he comes up and does the examination. He like
Okay.
washes his hands and then goes and like puts his thumbs in your mouth and like opens your mouth like really wide. And he sort of has like his eyes glow like a flashlight. And he's like just looking into your mouth. And he's like feeling like you know the thing where doctors touch where your like lymph nodes are and like on your neck and like you're you know hitting all the pressure points and the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "You're strangely pale," and he pushes like really hard on your neck. He says, "Hold still."
Do
Hold
I
still,
hear
and it's
any
like,
insectile chittering?
make
Mouth
a
is
perception
forced
check.
open.
Make a perception check.
No.
You don't hear that.
Yeah, just making sure. That's what Komarov expects to hear. When it's just a
Yeah.
cave full of insects.
He like tilts your head forward, Korimo, and the light coming out of his eyes, like he like flashes it in your eyes to watch it. You react just like a doctor, and he says like, "I don't think he's sick. Um, I am uncertain. I don't see activity. If he had, you said it was a parasite. It's very possible that he'll sort of be, if they're dead in there, like a big worm or something, like we can get those removed. Your body will deal with it, but it may come with like odd swelling, nausea. Um,
He says he thinks he's cursed.
he thinks he's cursed.
I
I
don't.
don't know if
We
it is
didn't
like,
run into any spellcasters since I've known him, so it had to have happened before I knew him.
maybe he pooped them out. He's looking at
Should we watch his
Korimo.
stool?
He says, I mean, maybe. How bad was the parasite, and where did it get in there? Is the problem.
She will explain it to him.
Just straight up.
Straight up. She goes to Vars, but she explains it to him fully.
Yeah, everyone else doesn't see that much of a reaction. Kay thought you're looking at a man that is horrified. It's just the lizard face isn't that reactive, but you can see like the movement in his shoulders and stuff. And he's like, terrifying. Truly, it does look like he has his body's natural defenses have perhaps killed what might have been happening
Did
in
you
there.
see any scarring in the throat?
Yes, there is scarring. The thing I'm concerned about is the coloration. He sort of explains like when your organs are bad, especially like things that he's like I'm a simple Varst cleric, but he says things with like skin, like the discoloration doesn't look like the same thing that like jaundice is. He thinks it's a permanent repercussion of having just sort of metabolized these bugs.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll watch his waist. And
Yeah, he said, look for odd behaviors, but I don't think he'll get worse.
okay. I mean, I'll tell him what's going on.
Yeah. He says, I don't think you're cursed. I think you're just unlucky.
I'll add that. Friends like these. Katha literally gives him this, like, really?
He gives you. He does this thing that I think is the sign of a Varst not really that good with people, where, like everything else smiles, and he like full bares his teeth and exposes his throat, which is a combination of things that would equate to like laughing, but it looks a little awkward.
To non-Varst, at least.
Yeah, to non. He's trying to like display that, but it's just not.
Joviality. And it
That's the word.
looks weird to those that aren't Varst.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask this earlier, but
Mhm.
forgot. What does Vars sound like? The rest, or like, oh, chipper.
I mean, it's probably very guttural. I wouldn't say Russian. It is probably guttural. A lot of hard consonants. Probably more like German.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would probably sound more German.
Now I'm thinking about all the. Like, my brain can't get out of parcel tongue, although I know that's not at all. Like.
I mean, it would have some of that because it would have the long vowel sounds with it.
I've been listening to a lot of Draconic from Skyrim because of Dovahkiin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking it's more in my brain. I know it's not Draconic, but it has like more of the Draconic.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they've got more throat to do stuff with.
Yeah, and no lip, so
Yeah.
lip sounds are difficult. Tongue, yeah, they have a good tongue, but lips, no.
And like any like language with people, like I think a lot of it is body language that is like hard to translate. Like tone is hard. So you like got you've got like the tail, and you can tell a lot about what's going on with someone by their tail. And just like, people that don't have tails don't get it.
Yeah. That's what the elf said.
Yeah.
That had to be a very convincing elf. All right, so
You were just there. You didn't have a choice on the matter.
He was in a cage though. He didn't get to do it.
well, I guess we're heading back to the inn. Is that going to be another silver?
Yeah. So this took kind of a while. If you guys want to keep the use of the beds and trunk, it will be a silver.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna see if we can find some food on our way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just like if you're looking for something nice, food for a day. So you're looking at anywhere between like a full big meal is like a nice meal is like 1 gold, but just like a meal for the day is a copper. So if you go for like 3 copper, you can get like more of the stuff you were actually wanting to show everyone the night before that like places were closed down.
Yeah.
Better than just like midnight hot dog.
I mean, I don't know how you're getting there. Katha's the one with the directions.
I was going to get the guys that didn't come with you and lunch.
I never gave you directions. I just told you what the issue is. Because I want everyone there, because I want everyone helping for this. In case there is trouble.
Yeah, so
and they're busy with something. Let's take some time. Let's explore the city. It's a big city. There's nice things. Let me show
They
you
don't
good
fit
food.
anymore.
Last night was kind of a makes Keitha feel a little embarrassed that she wasn't able to give you good food.
Mhm.
So I think she's probably gonna just spend 2 silver to get everyone some good food.
Ooh.
And I need to do better at math. So yeah, Keitha will find some good food and she'll spend the silver for it and bring it back. I mean, obviously the others with her are gonna eat on the way back, but
Yeah. So you bring Tivin and Magnus
Magnus,
lunch, and you fill them in on just sort of like what the
what's
score is on
yeah.
these on like the trade you made with this priest. Um, and you give him the full rundown on what
Yeah.
he said about.
It seems like he's fixed. He's gonna need to check his excretions to make sure to see if stuff comes out, but no, I'm not doing that for you.
Is that 1, 2, 3
You
got it?
dig through your own poop.
Yeah. Have your bird wallow through your scat. Figure it out.
But yeah. Maybe he's past it. I mean,
It bodes
it bodes
good
well.
news.
Yeah, he's gonna be pale. There's nothing we can do. It may have damaged some organs.
No, we need to keep an eye on him and see if there's any lasting effects as
Yeah,
well.
agreed. So, but for now, yep. Tomorrow we're gonna go investigate this missing acolyte after you sell that cage.
Very well.
We still got to do. What is it?
We can do them together.
No, I know, but to look for the Iron Prow, right? We still
That's
gotta.
what I'm saying. We can do those
Yeah.
together.
And I don't remember who I told, but I did ask about the Iron Prow on the ship. And they said they were very dangerous. And
Yeah, we got Captain Dodge.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it's multiple ships. It's not like one ship. It's like
Yeah, so
anywhere
I mean,
between 3 and 7,
which
depending
leads
on
me
who
to
you
question the captain versus is he calling himself an admiral? But I guess whatever.
The guy on the ship just said captain. So
Yeah.
if it's anything else, this guy didn't know necessarily.
I mean, in naval lingo, a captain is a captain of a ship.
Yeah.
When it's multiple ships, it becomes an admiral.
Mhm.
So, and they might have different words for it. They probably do, but for English purposes, those are actual distinctions.
Yeah, so the intention of what he was saying, you can assume it would be admiral, but he said captain.
Captain, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a name and you've got sort of like how direct can you be scale is low.
Low, so it's probably.
Like
I think we're gonna
aggression
look.
is to be expected.
Yeah, so armor on when we're doing this. Weapons available. Will look a little weird in a trade city being fully armed and armored. Not terribly.
Especially with like the style of armor. You've got blocky stone man and then like the Minralthan full plate that's just been tooled to your body.
Yeah.
And Komarov, totally normal. Looks totally normal.
Yeah, and
Like
Kurumo
as
looks
far as
normal.
yeah, and Kormo look pretty normal as far as like orcs and halflings on their birds and stuff like that. You get a lot more of that. So Keitha is like the common person here, but in a very foreign style.
Yeah.
And then you have not seen any dwarves.
Yeah, I didn't imagine I would.
All right. So day goes by, another silver for everyone, unless you want to just get bed, floor space,
No, I
which
paid
would
the
be
silver.
I'm
Okay.
paying the silver.
5 copper for a meal.
Yeah, 5 copper for like a good quality meal that isn't extravagant. It is
Yeah.
just 3 if you want to just have a 3 is just eating for a day.
Oh, that's for
Yeah,
a
I
day.
said
So
5
I've already paid for that.
would be like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so 3 copper a day is you fed unless you want to eat rations. Those are priced differently.
Okay, so the 2 copper is pretty much 2 silver. Should have fed us all day.
Yeah, totally. 2 silver, and you get like dried meats and like the actual preserved stuff. I think it is a non-zero amount of like seasoned insects, but this would come from the south. It'd be like seasoned scorpions
These
and
are
stuff.
shrimp of the sky. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're land
stuff like that.
crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Land lobster,
yeah.
actually.
Land lobsters. You got like a lot of stuff
bunch of
going
coconut
on like
crabs.
that.
So we went to Land Lobster. Got their lobster and cheddar bay biscuits.
Probably no cheese.
Probably not.
Probably
Yeah, I don't
not a
know.
lot of bread either. Maybe
No.
flatbread.
Probably something
Some
resembling
flatbread.
bread,
Yeah.
but it would be something that like probably the Varst didn't do. That would have been something developed by someone else
Yeah.
who was like, I
Very
would like
much.
to have. It's just not the
Very
same.
much so.
Yeah. So the next day, Cormo totally fine, no fortitude save. Cormo, however, make a will save.
Fred.
It's the names being too similar.
It is.
He's not hearing me. Okay.
there
Your dreams
we
are good and fine. You sleep well. When you're trying to sleep, though, you feel like you can hear like a high pitch sound, like something in your ear. It's like what is that thing? It's a real thing.
Tetanitis?
Yeah, but
That's
like
the ringing in the ear.
yeah, it's like you would have experienced it, and everyone sort of experiences this at some amount, and depending on your life, it's like worse. Cormo, I think you notice that this is the first time you're like, oh, I've got like ringing in my ears, but it's only really noticeable when it's like really quiet. But you sleep just fine. You wake up totally normal. You feel great. Still pale. You're still discolored from how you originally looked. So now you can go sell your cage and like you pay another 3 copper Komarov for your horse's stabling. There's like I think there's like a human like I think the person taking care of like the mammals is human. And she's just sort of trying to get your horse past the traumatic stress of having been on a ship during an awful storm.
Mm-hmm.
just sort of like giving it a little more attention just because she has the time. It's like her first job, and she's like teenage human girl brushing her horse and being like, Shh, it's okay, and then the horse is like having bad dreams.
I will give her a little bag of sugar-covered beans and say, "This is from his homeland. He likes."
She looks at it and she's like, what are these?
They call them sugar beans.
Beans? Okay.
Yes.
I will accept this, and I will make sure your horse is good. I don't know what kind of accent to give everyone here. I don't want to get. I'm only good at some accents, and I don't want to be offensive, but I feel like everyone would have like a different accent that I can't emulate very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fine.
Yeah. So you guys get up and you can sell that cage off. How do we start with the investigation here? Just like going to where she would
Yeah,
live and then going from there?
that's what I'm thinking. Start there, see if we can find anything.
Yep.
So you know this guy had tried to
Keitha is
contact her.
trying. Yeah, I know. Keitha is trying to notice the iron prow symbol on anything as we're walking. So I'll give you a
As you're
perception on that.
walking.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
she's
go
not
ahead and give a
openly like, have you seen this? She's just looking as she walks. Wow, thank you, Roll20.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking around and you did see a symbol. Like they definitely have a symbol that they if it's hidden, like it's not always hidden, like they do mark things that they own. So you know what you're looking for and you know like that it can be recognized, but there's a strong chance that people might keep that somewhere else or like have transferred it out. But you are keeping your eye out without like breaking step. Um, so you're running off, and she does live sort of like inland a little bit, like the harbor and like the actual pier and stuff like that. That's pretty busy. That's mostly business stuff. So a little more inland you go in, and that's where like most of the people live. You don't get like in Minralthan, you had like the equivalent of like flats and apartments, but here you have like huts that are just sort of touching.
Yeah.
So you're running. You go to where the priest sort of directed you, and he gave you a sign like her door is like this color, and it's like yeah, they are marked so you know who lives there. This is like a city with taxes. So you go up, and the information he gave you is that he had tried to contact her more than once.
Oh, did he give
but
me a
you know,
name?
yes, her name is Ellie. She is human.
Okay.
The thing he said to you was, Ellie is human and she is pregnant. He said it like that. And I think he said it like that because Vars don't go through that the same way.
No.
He's like, I don't know a lot about that, and she had been teaching me, but she is gone now.
Keitha's like, yeah. I had to do one once in Varstal. Take care of
He's
one.
like, he's like,
It was a
I was
pilgrim.
really
It was rather messy
like, I
and
was so
very
looking
bloody.
forward to it.
A lot of blood. I was surprised at how much blood.
Oh,
Have healing spells
maybe.
ready.
But maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not prepared. She should have another like couple of weeks. This is one of the reasons he is. I absolutely should have led with that. That is in my notes. She's missing, and she is pregnant, and she is human.
Okay. Okay, well, no, not really, because they were working in. Keitha wasn't really willing to go without them. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
And she had
let's.
already been gone for a few days. Like
Yeah.
he's absolutely
Whatever.
anticipating like he is okay with getting bad news. He just wants confirmation.
News.
You know, he's like shit. Yeah.
He wants news, and I'm willing to
Yeah.
give him news. I'm hoping it's good news. Okay,
Right.
yeah, I guess we're casing. We're looking.
Yeah.
Surveying.
Surveying. I mean, investigating would be more accurate.
Investigating.
We are investigating.
Okay. Yeah. So you come up to her door, and it's like a very plain looking. It looks like it might just be 2 rooms. Like a lot of the places around the area would just be like 2 rooms. Komarov, you knock on the door. You wait a little bit. There is no response.
At that point, Keitha just opens it.
You open the door. You do see that there is a latch. Like it's not like a full like like it's not like a lock like a padlock or one you would see in like
Yeah,
Minralton.
just
You do like the door opens and there's like the chain and it just stops you from going in. So
That's
you're gonna have
interesting.
to. Yeah, so it is locked.
I'm going to stick my nose up and see if I can smell decay.
Go ahead and make a perception check. You do smell something, but it is not like active decay. You don't get that you don't get the sense that there is a body in there. You do get the sense that there was something foul in here for a minute.
Okay, so, well, it's chained from the inside, so I think at that point Keith is just ripping it off the chain.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Athletics.
So this, if you do this, it will be sort of notable. It'll be loud, without a stealth check.
Yeah.
Korumo
Yeah,
Korumo
Kuruma
or
was.
Magnus could do thievery to do it like with like a tool.
Okay.
The thing I described is hard in real life, but not impossible if you have like the thing that will do it.
If
Right.
Kurumo's laying, let me unlock it, she'll back off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried with a 10.
Prumo, you never got a replacement pick,
Oh.
did you?
He probably
No.
did. We had time.
Okay.
So
'Cause
it
I
would have
have
been
a-
just pay for
How
it.
much are replacement picks? Yeah. You have time to go get more thieves' tools. Yours did break.
Is it under adventuring gear?
3 for a silver or something like
3 silver for a replacement pick.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, so 3 silver and Korumo is back
in business.
in business. However, you are not this familiar with this kind of lock. You don't get it done. Would Magnus like to try?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Let me get to that.
So Korumo is a little low. Thievery Magnus, you get it in there. The tool is like this segmented hook that twists a little bit, and you have to like close the door enough that the chain has slack in it, and then like wiggle it until you see it swing down like a little awkwardly. But you do get it fully open. It's just the one thing. It's just the one check. What is everyone looking for? So, Katha, you do smell something bad, but you don't think it's active. What is everyone else looking for as far as like trying to figure out what's going on?
I'm just looking for like signs of a struggle.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for tracks or disturbed soil or dust or something to signify time that's passed.
That sounds great. Does that what does your survey land thing do again? You had asked about it previously, and I've forgotten the wording of the feat.
No, who are you asking?
I thought it was Tivin that had the surveying ability.
I have surveyed wildlife. Which one would be?
Yeah, that one wouldn't be great here,
No,
or at
I
least
think
not.
it
I mean, you
was
could, but it would
doing
be not
surveying
pertinent to this.
lore, something. I think that's what Tivin asked about.
So Tivin could do that with perception or survival, unless you have like, again, specific feats or abilities. Komarov, you come in here and it's a very simple, like this looks like a nun lives here. It's very simple. There's like a symbol to Githolf, the like, still a Varst skull. She doesn't have like one that is a human skull with the staff behind it. It's just sort of like on its own like little table. And she has several like books. One of them is one of them is the like teachings of Githolf and like their like practices and stuff, like something she would need for her apprenticeship, the work she is actually doing. And then the other one is like tucked way behind that one, and that one's definitely like a body novel that she probably doesn't want her friends to see.
Mhm.
You do see that there are some things tipped over near the bed.
Okay.
And like the back window, which is just shutters, they do have damage on them. Tivin, it's now the third that this is like in the middle of the third day she's gone. The foot traffic has ruined any signs that you might have been able to find.
Mm.
If Korimo wants to try survival, I know that's that will be a little easier of a check than perception. It will still be a little hard. Again, 3 days past. Oh, oh. Sorry, that was just indigestion. Magnus, are you looking for anything specific?
No, I'm just gonna be looking around as well.
All right, go ahead and give me a general perception check. Oh, there you go. So you're looking around. If you're not looking for any anything specific, Korimo, you don't see signs that she is like packed up. So the signs of struggle are pretty low stakes. Like she could just be messy, but like she's got like the trunk with her clothes is like still there. There's not like signs of like having left in a hurry. You don't get anything more than Komarov got, Magnus.
All right.
What is Korimo looking for? Beyond, or is this beyond what the looking like at her clothes are still there and stuff? Korimo, your perception check is sort of a confirmation that she was probably taken against her will, but that she was not able to necessarily put up the best fight.
I mean, what? She's 8 months pregnant? 7 months pregnant?
Yeah, someone very easily just sort of overpowered her and pulled her through the back window and then shut them from the outside.
Mm-hmm. So now might be the time to, well, I have survival. I can see if I can track. I know it's been a while.
"22 is rather good. So you now know where to look, especially you know where to start definitely from like the back window. This like goes through like sort of a less trafficked part. Basically, this goes into something a little more like wild than like the rest of the town. You're not going into like this would be the equivalent of like the window leads to an alley, which is where people dump their waste, and then there's just sort of like copses of trees in the distance, um, sort of outskirts of town kind of area, but still like populated. You're just like pretty far from like the square and the bazaar, which is huge.
Yeah.
So you do pick up a trail of like drag marks where the overhang from her roof has been like preserved by the elements rather, and you have the direction that she's like taken sort of northeast, away from like the conglomeration of these sort of huts.
Okay. I recommend we head that way.
Okay. I will grab her book.
Which one?
The hidden one, because I know
Okay.
it's more important. And then you said there was some stuff that was hidden, fallen off.
Knocked over, I thought.
Was that just knocked over stuff? Or was
Just
it
knocked over stuff.
okay?
It's pretty like it's like just sundries like a hairbrush, like just things you would expect to see in a place where someone lived.
Okay.
Korimo, go ahead and give me either this.
Diplomacy.
No, this is definitely diplomacy. Okay, yeah. Ask the neighbor if she. So you get the sense. You go talk to a neighbor, and the neighbor says that the father's a sailor, and she started her apprenticeship after finding out that she was with child, to try and like gain sort of a what do you call that?
Support.
Just sort of like to gain a support system through like a church, and like her parents had not been around. They are not aware that she is close to her parents or not. She's nice enough, but they don't know a lot about her life except for like what they found in passing. They have not heard any notable yelling from her hut. So not like screaming or yelling or like an argument or like anything like that. Not that they took as strange in the moment anyway.
Out of curiosity, is the neighbor another human?
Yeah, the neighbor here, this sort of seems like the little like area here is like mostly human. There's a few elves, but the guy Cormo finds is like a middle-aged human, big mustache, sort of like a beard that he tries to keep trimmed down, but not everyone's got a razor and a mirror.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
You
a
do
fair
have enough to
question.
hunt prey. You have a trail. The hunt prey would be on finding the trail, which means you would be following her though. So if you got into a fight right at the end of it, you would have to use the action again.
Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
gives us a bonus to track.
Yeah. So the rangers hunker down and study the trail. You talk to the neighbor. She does not have like a strong connection to anyone, and they just sort of heard that she had like a weekend with a sailor, and she hasn't seen him since. 13 is not that good.
No.
So you know the
Take a look
direction
as
you're
well.
going in, and you can. I think this is a strong place to. Komarov, you and Koromo are sitting there, following this trail, and you can see like where the drag marks are, and you see that there are at least like way up the road you find better signs of like more footprints and not just drag marks. You said that there are at least two.
Two dragging her.
Two dragging her. You
Okay.
also see that the gate is bad. Like their footsteps are not that even.
Oh, that kind of
that
gate.
gate.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Now her community is this is a step up from a ghetto. She is not in a gated community. No, the gate
Well,
of the
I was
footsteps.
thinking city gate.
Mhm.
No, yeah, no. Yeah,
Okay.
This is a strong, just about 4. This is a good place to pick up on next time. You guys have the trail. You guys have these clues, and you're looking for this aspiring nun.
Sure.
I mean, you're
In theory,
alive or dead, you will find a nun.
I mean, I'd say we'd find a priestess, but or an
Oh, no,
acolyte.
An acolyte. There we go. That's better.
I'm like, nun?
No, yeah, I didn't know. I'm not great with those kinds of terms. I know that's something really specific.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll be back December 1st for this to continue the storyline. So we will see you December 1st. Have a great day and check out the fellow shop on the way out.